Yeah.
Well-rounded.
Well, no, it's more like it, but it's cube, right? Because it takes up squares. Right?
It's a ball of fire.
Depends on what kind of map you're using. If
Well,
you're using a hexagon map, then
Technically, it's a bead of fire, isn't it?
It's still round.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
hey everybody, we're just having a debate about fireballs.
And not the liquor.
It's very important stuff. Okay?
Jeez.
Like you to know, we have very serious, intense conversations before we start every week.
And because we were in a camping trip before. Because it was an intense conversation.
Get out.
I'll just slide.
Oh, golly.
Welcome back, everybody, to our Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign. Fourth session. That means we've been doing it for 2 months now. Time flies. Time flies. How's everybody doing?
Do you have a 2-month sound effect?
I'm doing great.
Thank you.
I'm high energy and ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
That was appropriate.
Yeah. No, me too, man. I'm excited. So I guess based off of that, unless anybody has anything they want to say or announce or before we get started, we can kind of roll. All good? All right. So, who wants to do the recap?
I'll do some recap. Most of it's going to be off memory, so let's see how this goes.
Godspeed.
Alright, so we had been tasked by one of the council members named Anders to check out a place they call the Haunted House. Or it used to be some old alchemist guy's house, so Fortunately, I was able to talk my new friends, some old friends, and some new friends, into going with me. They seem to have a similar mindset as me, is trying to make this city a little bit better than what it is. So they're all on board. So I'm all for it. So we reconvene the next morning, head to market, buy what we need, and head towards the gate. Little strange event occurred. Apparently, Aylin's buddy with one of the guards up there. I think his name was Derek. I was kind of checked out a little bit at that time. He had a crazy accent. I'd heard that around here before. I'm surprised I haven't, but something about, like, she sells him tea or something. I don't know. She's really good at making tea. So I was going to ask her about that later, but it's not important right now. So we were heading out towards this haunted house, right? And this weird fella was just riding up on a carriage. He had this hat. He had this twirly stash. He looked a little eccentric. And when we got close to him, he introduced himself as Carrington. Man was selling birds, which was, all right, that's neat. But I mean, we're going to a haunted house. I don't know what to do with any birds. Aylin may have wanted one. I think she was inquiring a lot, but we ended up not really getting one for now. Maybe later though.
Yeah.
We also passed a couple of some rather underhanded looking fellows. They didn't look menacing or nothing, but they had this aura about them. This what's that over there? Like this weird thing. But they were doing it to Red, which I really didn't understand. I asked him about it, and he was like, "Oh, let's just move on now. Let's just go." I was like, "Well, okay, we'll just move on then." And so we did. We make it to this haunted house, and it is indeed a haunted house. We find out real quick because once we go inside and do a little exploring, one of the rooms gets this cold chill, and something threatens us. Something about, welcome to your doom, or you're gonna die, something along those lines. And it was scary. I mean, I had to kind of poke my head a bit and not be terrified of it. Red started looking around everywhere. He looked a little unnerved a bit, but most of us were okay, I'd say, for the most part. A little more exploring in that place, and some damn centipedes came at us. Right out of a kitchen sink, and I think it was, and a couple other places. I got bit once. I know. I remember that because I still feel the sting. I'm not sure how everyone else was doing, but for the most part, we're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, we take mostly lefts, and we find the way down to a cellar. And as we go down to that cellar, it starts feeling real creepy again. And that voice is there, and it hates us for whatever reason. But we're going to go down there and see what this is all about.
That was a great, from memory, that was a really good recap. That's 2 weeks ago.
That was 2 weeks ago.
I've asked you about stuff that happened like a day ago, and you're like, I have no memory of this. What are you talking about?
That's true. I don't remember yesterday normally.
So that's very heartwarming that you remembered that much.
I had some assistance.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Just take the compliment. Just take the compliment.
It was all you.
It was all me.
Very good. I like it. So because of that, you get inspiration tonight. Great recap. And that's precisely where we're going to pick up. You all have started to descend the stairs into this cellar, at which point you have heard that voice boom back into your ears again. But ultimately, you all are able to shake it off and continue down the stairs. I believe one of you actually threw a glowing object down there.
Yeah, like a pebble or something.
Yeah. And so it has fallen, down to the bottom of the stairwell, and the stairwell is walled all the way down from the top step almost to the bottom step. So you can't really see what's going on over to the side. But down at the bottom, you see your little stone, illuminated stone, giving off enough glow. You see just a couple of like metal boxes down there that look like they're open.
Where are we on the steps right now? Would you say we were like halfway down or at the top still, kind of?
When we cut off, y'all were at the top, prepared to walk down.
Okay. I'll, just thinking about it for a moment, looking at them walls, I'm going to say to everybody, hey, y'all wouldn't think whoever was here for, they'd trap something like this, would you? Like, that's weird, right? That's just me being weird, ain't it?
This whole place is weird.
It is, but in a more, spooky way than more of a, I don't want them intruders way.
Oh,
In the books I've read, traps. I mean, yeah, that's a good point. Practically being here, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really thinking about that. But now that you bring it up, yeah, that's actually pretty smart. That we should probably be watchful for that.
Do you know how to look out for traps?
Well, I was just gonna start marching down, but now I've been reaffirmed. I'm gonna kind of do a little.
Yeah, that's a good
tap with my foot or something.
We haven't encountered any yet.
That's also a good point.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But the chances are going up.
I'm gonna take it slow then. That's okay.
I mean, we've seen limited activity of recent stuff here. It was just the window in that other room, right?
Well, in the spoopy voice.
Well, yeah, but can spooky voices set traps? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought was being weird, because maybe it's more of a...
If you're a ghost, then you grab stuff?
All right, I'm just gonna take my time. I'm just gonna take it slow. Y'all just stay right behind, okay? And I'm gonna step out and I do a little tap every time before I put my foot down. Just put, most of my weight's on my back foot, a little on the front. Also checking to see if it's gonna shatter or something as I take a step down every time.
Like if the staircase is gonna just break.
Like a board's gonna not go down.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, stay on the outside edges, not right in the middle.
Do that all the way down.
Okay. You start to tiptoe your way down the stairs. You make it past the first few steps, and you hear them creak as you put your full weight on them. But they all hold up as you make your way down to the bottom of the staircase. The rest of you, are you all waiting at the top of the staircase? What's the...
Following the hero.
So you're kind of
for
right behind.
screams.
The hero of Saltmarsh.
They don't say that out loud.
The hero of Saltmarsh.
I'll follow behind. I'll follow behind him.
Okay. So Aylin's making her way down. Kukal's making his way down, kind of in a row. Would you say a couple, people lengths behind each other, or are you just
step, I'm taking a
So you're
step.
right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. And Red, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna start stepping when it seems safe. I'm not gonna hug people.
Okay. You all make your way down the stairs, and although kind of noisy, rickety, squeaky, nothing catastrophic happens that would cause you any harm. And you all make it down to the landing at the bottom of the staircase. And when you do, you can now see the rest of this room. It's a fairly large room, but the prominent features here are some shoulder height wooden bottle racks that line the north and the west walls. So when you walk down the wall to your right and then the wall kind of behind you, as you kind of curve back around into the room itself, there appear to be no intact bottles left in the racks, and there's a bunch of shattered bottles that cover the floor. Against the east wall, kind of at the foot of the stairs where you're standing, are those two large kind of metal boxes. And then the most prominent thing that catches all of your attention as you look into this kind of darkened room, you being the first one down there, not having any kind of dark vision, and really the only light down here being from the pebble that you tossed down.
And whatever's beaming off her.
Yeah, I have I'm glowing.
So you're still kind of
it's like a
behind.
casting light in front of
Yeah.
me, it's still hard to see.
So you can see fairly well the metal boxes in front of you, but over to your right, you can kind of make out the shelves on the wall, mostly the broken bottles. But lying in a heap on the floor looks like a human corpse.
No.
Oh, well that's I'll, as I get to the bottom of the stairs, I'll take a few steps back, towards the boxes, so we can kind of fill them. And I'm looking at that corpse. Is it? I'll wait till everyone gets down before I investigate any of that.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's a little. We got a gross thing down here. There's a body.
Can see. Oh.
Is it? They're dead? Is it decayed?
So when you as you all kind of make room for everybody to come out of the stairwell itself, your light begins to illuminate the room. How far out does that light go? Is it 30 feet?
20-foot radius.
20 foot? So you are easily filling this room up with light now as you have exited the kind of the corridor that the stairs were in. You notice a few additional details in this body on the floor. One, it looks like it's clad in plate mail. And there is a long sword that's lying on the ground next to the body's right side. And there's a large shield as well, kind of laying over it, over its legs.
Is that a... What in the hell? Is that a fully clad knight down here in the basement of this abandoned house? What in the... What?
Does it look pretty fresh or been there for a while?
It's hard to tell from where you're currently standing.
Is he stinky?
There is an aroma, but it's not overbearing.
All right, go look at it.
Yeah, I know, Red. I'm getting to it.
We're behind you.
I start walking up to it. I just got my shield up now, like at my chest, just looking down at this thing.
So there are multiple dents and places where this plate mail has been carved in or caved in. Okay, Windows security. And the shield bears a lot of the similar marks. The body is not necessarily like decomposing as of right now, but it definitely looks like it's been here for a little bit. It looks a little bit bloated.
I want to find some cause of death. I want to investigate this body, or medicine, or something. I want to see why there is a body fully clad and geared to the teeth.
Sure.
Down here dead.
And how are you, like, what are you doing to ascertain this?
I'm looking to see if a portion of his armor got pushed in to it would strike, like, I don't know, a critical part of him. Like you said, it was dented in. Maybe something got in his neck or collar. Maybe something got into his gut. Or if he, like, died of some disease or something.
I'd like to assist, if possible.
Okay. Make an investigation check, and you can do so with advantages. You've got Aelin kind of standing next to you, kind of pointing out different areas on the...
All right. I got a 14.
With a 14, you are able to ascertain a few things. One, it definitely looks like there's a few places on this plate armor that have been caved in. That there definitely could have at least been a couple places that could have put somebody down. But as you're sort of hovering around them, you do see, like from they're not wearing a helmet. And from the way the body's laying on the floor, you can see that there's a bit of dried blood that's kind of just pooled around the back side of its head from where it's laying on the ground.
Is this a human or? Okay.
Yeah, human.
Human
male. Yeah.
I think this guy got jumped, surprise attacked from the back, maybe the back of his head or something. A whole lot of dried blood around where his head is at.
Do we see any insignia to suggest where this guy was from? Like, is he a city guard or?
It's the armor definitely looks much nicer than what a city guard would have. Most of the city guards in Saltmarsh wear primarily kind of like hardened leather armor, as it's a lot less prone to sink in the water. This looks like it could, like, maybe a mercenary, maybe an adventurer, maybe, it's hard to say, but there aren't any, at least from the way the body's laying now, it doesn't look like there's any identifying insignias or anything like that. Hard to say if he's, like, local or not, but...
Search his pockets.
I can do you one better, Red, actually. Can you help me out for a minute?
What's up?
Well, I need you to help me get this off him. And I start trying to unclip his armor.
Oh, you looking to upgrade?
I'm not letting anything go to waste. Set it aside till later, maybe.
Alright, sure. You.
I'd like to kind of like work my way kind of around the room a little bit, check out the boxes,
Okay.
see what I can see with that.
Okay. As you make your way around, if you would, you can go ahead and make an investigation check for me. Aelin, what are you doing?
Kind of crouched down next to this person,
Okay. Kind of being you're holding the flashlight?
Yeah.
I am the flashlight.
I got an 18.
Constant.
18?
I'll just cast prestidigitation all over my hands.
Clean as we go. That's
It's going to
good.
be gross.
With an 18, you notice a few things. A couple things. One, you actually do come across a single unbroken bottle that has kind of rolled underneath one of the shelves. And you can see that it, from where you're standing, it's got a very interesting looking label on it, but it's hard to, it looks very brightly colored, which is unusual for most things. The other thing that you pick up on are a set of footprints in the dirt and dust that have settled down here, very faint, that seem to walk down to the southern side of the room. Sigor and Red.
Wait.
Oh, sorry, Sigor. Old habits, man.
Yeah.
Old habits. Jeez. Colt. My apologies. Colt and Red. You are down working this plate armor, kind of unclasping it at different spots. Neither one of you are necessarily experts in donning or doffing plate armor. So you're kind of fumbling around with it a little bit. A couple of the straps are getting stuck. I would have to assume that probably at least you, Coulter, would be a little bit off-put by having to touch a dead body. That feeling is most likely exacerbated when what looks like, probably curdled milk being squeezed out of a bladder starts oozing out of this body and actually starts to move and actually start to crawl on your hand as well as yours.
What in the hell?
And I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative. We're in combat.
That sounds disgusting.
Prestidigitation.
Well, I'll go first on the second round.
There you go.
A goop monster got in his head.
Poked him with a stick first.
Shut up. I need a stick. I need to get a stick.
Kugal.
4.
4. Redmere.
The math. 13.
13. Aelin.
7.
7. Colt.
11.
11.
Yeah, going first.
Right out of the gate, these you start to, as some of the moisture and gross milky looking liquid has kind of spilled out onto the floor now, you see that this is actually a swarm of some type of parasite that has now started to climb up your arm. They are both going to get a surprise round, so they are going to try and bite you. First you, Colt. But I believe your armor gets in the way of that because a 5 is definitely not going to do it. They are also going to try and bite at you. But I believe an 8 misses as well. But that's the end of the surprise round. They rolled a 14 on initiative, so they are actually both going to go first. So they're going to try and attack you again. But that one's going to miss you again. Man, I'm rolling like crap, and y'all are lucky. And again, missed.
Love
As
it.
your armor
No,
manages to
disease.
fight them off. Red, you actually are up first.
Alright, so it's kind of like on me, and then it's like on the
It's a
floor.
swarm of like grubs, almost. Is what it looks
Ugh.
like, crawling around.
Swarm of frogs.
Are they on them, or is there? Okay.
There's it's like not all of them are on them, but there's a decent amount because it almost happened like the first bit of them crawling out onto you. Probably you didn't notice until you looked down at this hand and saw it was already covered in grubs.
Yikes. I'm just gonna like just shoot like away from Colt. Just like was gonna shoot like a ray of frost to try and like get it off my hand.
Okay.
Just like to the side.
All right, make an attack roll.
Alright. That's gonna be a 12 plus 18.
That hits.
18. Oh yeah. And that is 3 frosty damage and slowed 10 feet.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna the rest of my turn like and then
You see quite a few of them get kind of frozen in place and stop moving, but the majority of this swarm is still kind of pulsating around and moving. They don't move super fast, but they move faster than what you would expect.
End of
Colt.
Oh, I'm up. Oh, crap. I'm not considered like grappled or anything. Are they on me? Do I need to get them off me, or is that a thing?
It's up to you.
Okay. If they're actually on me, I'm going to.
They are on you.
Stand up and jump back and just try to just fling these things off.
Okay. Make an attack roll for me.
Should I use like standard weapon modifier stuff, or what do I do?
I'll tell you what. Actually, make an athletics check for me. We'll see how hard you're flinging these things around.
17.
All right.
Strong.
You
Hero was
managed
strong.
to get about half of them off you. The other half are still kind of like on the underside of your arm and are now trying to crawl further up your arm.
That's my action.
Yes.
Can I use my bonus action to turn around and panic and just slam my hands on the wall?
No, not really.
Okay. I start backing up and start shouting, "Red, burn these things off or something, man!" As I start running towards the wall, looking like I'm about to hit it. That's it, my turn.
Aelin.
So there are some just like on the body still or on the ground.
And they seem to be kind of moving outward toward Red and Colt.
I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame, and wherever like a big portion, because it says that it's on a creature, but if they're in a swarm, then I don't know how you'll play that.
Yeah.
But if you'll please make a Dexterity saving throw.
the grubs.
You start flipping it down.
I start flipping it.
That's an 8.
Okay, great. So I need this one.
I'd love to see that.
They take
Shit,
or
they're dodging,
it,
look.
however
Yeah.
you're gonna do 7 radiant.
Okay. And which
Yeah.
swarm were you aiming at? The swarm going after Colt or Red?
Who has some? Do you have any on you?
Yes.
Oh, they're all over
Oh.
me.
He's got a lot on him. I
Who's
got
closer
none.
to
Except
me?
for
got
for
a bunch
this
on you?
part, they're on me.
Oh yeah, I'm going after red
So I
then.
just went.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. That hits. And you said how much damage?
7 radiant.
Okay. That actually burns off quite a few of them.
Yeah.
And there are still some at your feet that have, kind of made their way and have now tried to crawl up your leg. But a lot of them that were on you, Aelin was able to burn off, but there are still some there. End of turn?
I just want to make sure I stay away from the nasty grubs. I'm very grossed out at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making a quick look around, you don't see any in your immediate
First
vicinity.
centipedes. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to get got by.
Right.
Gross.
Ugh. Kugal.
First, you'll hear me retch. But what I'm going to say is like, let me see if I can try that thing again. And you're going to see me like Tobey Maguire out like a go web go. Let me see if I can do that. And then my eyes will flash, and I'm going to do another Eldritch Blast
Okay.
Awesome.
at the ones that are harassing him.
Okay.
So 19 plus 5.
That hit definitely hits.
Pimple beans.
Nice.
It's gonna look scary.
Up to 10 plus 3, so 5.
Okay. As you kind of get your engine started, so to speak, again, you let out another one of these forceful blasts that just nails the ground kind of right next to Colt, and you see it blow some of these grubs away, and the force of it actually knocks some more off of his arm. That was good. That was a good
Like
hit.
when it goes off, I want my eyes to kind of like flash a green, and you hear something that sounds like a sneeze, just like this noise, like this. Oh,
Nice.
so I look a little surprised, and I'll stay put.
Okay. That is going to bring us to the enemies. There are still some crawling on you. They are going to try and bite at you again, as they're now trying to make their way into like the creases and crevices of your armor. The ones that are left. And that is a 16 to hit.
Just barely misses.
Okay. You managed to just get your finger like in one of the crevices and like scoop it out just in time. The other one is going to try and make an attack against you, Red. And that is going to be a 16.
That'll do it.
Okay. It feels like these things have kind of wormed their way in just through an opening in your clothing and gotten access to your bare skin somewhere.
That's disgusting.
And you feel this sting as it feels like something bites you. And you are going. Oh, whoops! And you are going to take 5 piercing damage.
That's a big one.
And when you kind of like and look at the spot on your arm
Ugh.
where it bit you, you can see something under your skin.
Oh, this is my nightmare. This is terrifying.
Red, it is your turn.
Alright. So I've got the one on my arm. Do I got any more that I can see? Like at my feet? I don't know.
That has like all of your attention right now.
Okay, alright, cool. So here's what's going on. I'm gonna pull up my dagger, and I'm gonna try and like stab my arm and like see if I can like get it. Like maybe not like through. I'm not gonna do this number.
You're doing
Right.
like this to
trying-
get it out.
Yeah, I'm trying to like get it. Like
Okay.
just stab it to get through, but not like, you know what I mean? However,
So you'll need to make
self-mutilate.
you'll need to make an attack roll with your weapon, whatever weapon you're using, with disadvantage, since you're like attacking yourself.
Well, I submit. I don't try and dodge. Alright, disadvantage. Alright, cool. So that's a good first number. Just a second. Dagger attack, it's a 16 to
Okay.
attack.
Yeah, that's gonna be enough as
roll.
you kind of
Gonna be a
precision
mother.
Yeah.
stab in, and you feel something kind of writhe in your arm very briefly before it stops moving. At which point you see another little bump start to kind of crawl off in another direction.
No! I'll just like, it's in my arm. It's in my arm. Don't look at it. End of turn.
Okay.
I'll just set my arm out like that.
Colt, you hear Redimir just start freaking out and saying that there's something in his arm, while at the same time you're dealing with your own nightmare yourself, it seems.
You said there's something on me still?
They are still crawling on you, yeah. Much less on your arm now, more now like on your boot, around your ankle area.
I don't have quick access to any items that I can use right now to press. I'm just gonna. At this point, I guess I'm gonna try to take my hammer and just try to just like the rats again. Just start just just bashing a few of them. And I'm a little too scared to cast Booming Blade on it too, because I don't want thunder to erupt while something's on me. So I'm just gonna try to bash them.
Okay. Charlie. Charlie doing Charlie work.
Doing Charlie.
A 13.
A 13
Rat passion stick.
will hit.
That's a 2 damage.
Okay. You slam your hammer down, kind of like trying to graze your foot almost to knock some of these things off of you. And you do, but just in your caution, not wanting to break your own ankle, did not really get in there very well. But you definitely knocked a few off and they kind of got mushed.
Can I... No, I don't have time to access the tinderbox, do I? That's it for now.
Okay. Which I meant to, I'm not going to do it because I forgot, we've already moved on. I meant to have you take a point of damage for
Yeah.
cutting yourself,
Oh, yeah.
or stabbing yourself.
Really?
Aelin, you are up.
So, 2-weapon fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Does that technically mean I can stab and spell all at once?
No.
Those are 2 different ones, a weapon of the mind, one's a physical weapon.
Yeah, it basically means that if you make an attack with your main hand weapon, as a bonus action, you can follow up with your offhand.
So I can slice and smack.
You can slice and slice or slice and stab.
So can I
It
tell
can
you
be
what
an
I'm
op-
wanting to do? I'm wanting to assist my friend Redimir. And since there's this creature inside of him, I was either wanting to kind of grab his arm and slice where the thing is, and with this hand, since it's already close, grab it out of him and squish it.
I'm never gonna forget this.
I would say that, like, the grabbing it out part and smashing it, that would be kind of its own action. Not necessarily something that would be categorized as a bonus action.
Collateral damage. Just smash the arm.
Just cut it
Okay, here's another optional in my brain with this work.
Uh-huh.
For Sacred Flame, it says I have to see it. I can see it under his skin.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Sorry, Red. I cast, I see his arm, I see the creature underneath of it. I cast Sacred Flame on the creature in his arm.
Not my face.
It starts
James, I
doing,
need you to make a wisdom saving throw as well.
It starts doing flips.
I'm just trying to help you.
Oh, that's good. That's a 19.
Oh, yes.
And it rolled a 6, so it fails.
It takes 4 radiant damage.
Okay.
Do I take half that?
You technically you don't take any damage from it, but I'm gonna have you take just a single point of damage again, as it kind of, you feel that kind of burning sensation on your skin. But it's such a small thing that it's not like devastating. But this thing absolutely, you see his flesh kind of illuminate with this golden radiant glow, and you still see the bump there, but it doesn't seem to be moving.
We just need to pop the temple there. We just need to pop it and get it out. Okay.
Okay, end of turn.
End of turn. You know, I'm just glad that it's not creeping and crawling anymore in there.
Okay, you do see
Oh, man.
there are more still on the ground, still kind of crawling out
I'm
towards.
pivoting away
everyone,
from them
okay.
with my
Okay.
movement. Yeah.
Kugo.
Do we see any more, like, leaving the body
There
at all?
don't seem to be any more coming out of the body. No, it
So
seems
just
like
the
what's.
two masses.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to take another shot at the mass that was correct.
Okay.
16 plus 5.
That's definitely gonna hit.
Plus 3, so a 6. 6 damage.
Okay. You're doing that's Eldritch Blast.
Yes.
Yeah. You blast off another good chunk of them by his foot, and at a good chunk of the ones that are on the ground, kind of still like crawling towards him. End of turn.
I'm just going to kind of work a little further down the wall just to keep it interesting.
Okay. All right. That's going to bring us to the grubs on and near you first. So they're continuing to kind of crawl on you, the few that remain.
So
That is a 14, which I believe is going to miss. You can see these things actually trying to bite in at you and just
Burrow
aren't
into your
able
skin.
to get to where they're trying to get to. Redimir, the ones near your feet are going to try and bite at you, but they're going to miss. Which brings us to your turn, Red. And these things are slowly, like you could easily outrun them. And so they've just kind of slowly been following you. Same with you, Colt, as you've been kind of moving around, shaking them off.
Yeah, I'll probably walk like 10 feet away.
Okay. All right.
I don't think they're gonna get me. And then my action, I'm gonna use my dagger I still have and pry out the grossness.
I'll
that's in
say, I'll tell you what. Make a sleight of hand check.
Cool. Natural 1.
Okay.
It's a 3 if you need a number.
So, as you go to like carve in, your nerves have like gotten the best of you. This thing's freaking you out. It's like under your skin, and you do manage to cut in and get this thing out, but you take 3 points of damage in the process, as blood is just like running down your hand now.
Grubs are killing me. End of turn.
I'm killing myself here. I'm killing myself.
Colt.
I'm going maggot bashing again.
12.
That hits.
Yeah. I bash. Damn it, 2 maggots.
Nice.
These things still have you shaking a little bit, but you get a couple of them.
And I try to go meet up with Red.
Just stop.
Okay, you kind of run over towards Red, who is standing near Aelin as well at the moment,
Having a great time.
which does bring us to you, Aelin.
I would like to. So they're still in clumps.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna grab my shield, and I'm literally gonna like.
Try to bash an area. Okay.
Yeah.
Make an attack roll with advantage.
That's awesome.
Would it be like my unarmed strike for my blessing?
More or less, yeah. It's like an improvised weapon.
Well, I'm glad you said advantage. Well, the first roll was actually better. 12.
12 hits. As you bash down onto it.
Yeah. So an unarmed strike is 4.
Okay.
4 damage.
Strong lady.
She's got big hands.
You hear this
Big
kind of
Lobster.
crunch and then like a squish sound, and you see some like kind of grayish goo like come out from under the shield itself. And when you pull it up, you see you've mushed quite a few of them, but the mass overall is still kind of moving and navigating.
Are there any live ones on my shield?
It doesn't look that way right now. No.
I'm gonna take a step back, keeping my shield at bay and paying attention to the shield also to make sure no creepy crawlies are on it.
Okay.
Because I don't want any of them in my skin.
Yeah. So I mean,
I'm traumatized now
pretty
from
quick
Red.
glance at your shield. You don't
I'm
see
okay,
anything
okay.
moving around on
Okay,
the shield.
okay.
End of turn.
End of turn.
All right. Kugal.
These things have to be looking pretty rough.
They're very thinned out. There's just the room and like the trail of like sludge and slime from these things is gross.
I'm gonna take another shot at them. My staff would not be any more likely to hit them
Okay.
than my Eldritch Blast would. So give that another shot. Nat 20.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay. Roll. So you're automatically going to deal max damage, but if you roll the d20 again, if you meet or beat the armor class, you'll do double max damage.
My other 20 is a 5.
Okay. That doesn't meet it, so you're going to do maximum damage. So what's the max damage of your Eldritch Blast?
Max of 1 hit would be 13.
Okay, so you just line this shot up perfectly with the big mass that's on the ground, still somewhat near Coulter's foot. and just absolutely spot on hit the dead center of this mass of grubs. And this kind of viscous gray goo just goes kind of all over the place, including onto your boots a little bit as well.
The savage attack we talked about hitting it. I get to roll another.
Yep. Just go ahead and roll it and add it on.
Which would be another 8.
Okay.
Nice.
So you've got kind of this gray goo on your boots here, but the sheer force of that blast hitting the ground near you actually shook off the last couple of grubs that were clinging onto you, at least that you could see. Very nice. End of turn?
Yes.
Okay. That's going to bring us to the grubs. Colt, you don't feel anything moving around on you anymore, and you don't see anything as you're doing kind of a quick glance. Red, looking down, there's a couple left just on your, kind of around your ankles, legs. 10 to hit.
Mess.
Okay, they are just, like I was saying, they're like on your boots trying to like kind of burrow into it. And it looks like they are kind of making some progress through there, but it's not substantial. But that does bring us to your turn, Red.
Cool. So I'll sheath my dagger and just try and like knock them off me and like get the last ones off.
Okay.
And then walk away 10 feet, like cover my arm.
Okay. Meg, if you're trying to knock these things off of you,
Yeah.
Are you trying to like
Not trying to
take
like,
more of your time? Like you're not trying to shake them off, or what? How are you
yeah,
doing
just with my sheath dagger, trying to just like,
Okay.
like trying to knock them off.
I'll tell you what.
I don't want to cut myself more than I have to.
I've been like a pincushion. Tell you what, make another sleight of hand check with advantage though this time.
Non-nat 20.
Okay, yeah, you managed to get the last few off of you as well as off of your feet, and see them on the floor kind of wiggling around at the moment.
15 feet away. Like,
Okay. Colt.
Ah. Red, don't move, man. Stay still. Stay still. I take my hammer and I start trying to knock him. And
He doesn't have any more left on him. All the ones that he
Oh.
had, he was able to get off. They're on the floor.
I'm gonna smash the ones on the floor then. Never mind, Red. You get away.
yes.
That is a 13.
That hits.
Oh my god, that's not a 1 this time. 5 damage.
Okay, you find the biggest clump of these things that you can still left over and mush them. Looks like maybe there's only just a few left.
I stand at the ready to kick any off and try to crawl on me.
Okay. Aelin.
I try to shield bash him again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another shield bash.
16.
That hits.
Have a good plussy for unarmed. Oh, it's just 4. 4 bludgeoning.
Okay. You smush the last of these things. And after a quick glance around the room, you don't see any more of these things moving. All the ones that were there seem to be no longer moving or like mushed into a pulp on the floor. We're out of initiative.
I would like to run up to Colt and just kind of like grab like his lapels and his jacket and just try to like shake it to make sure there's nothing left inside his jacket. Just kind of give him.
Right.
Are you good? Are you good?
I think so. I don't feel anything. Man, I saw you shoot like 3 beams too. What was that?
Was that not awesome?
It was. It was way cooler than what I do.
Scared the hell out of me. Everything kind of went hazy for a second there, and it worked. It happened again, and it worked.
It's, also, maybe check it up on my buddy. Did one of those get inside of you?
I don't want to talk about it.
You're bleeding pretty good, actually. You okay?
Yeah, I'm great.
I'd look at my gloves and see if and my vials are just dim right now. And I say, oh, damn shit. Can you help him out at all?
Sir, are you injured? Do you need assistance?
I don't know. Did you just stab these things out of my arm?
Do you consent to have treatment?
Yeah, do you consent to have
Whatever
treatment?
waivers, yes, I'll sign them later.
Somebody call the documancer.
I'm gonna touch his arm and cast Cure Wounds. You heal for 7.
Yeah.
Okay. You feel this kind of shimmering warmth glide across your arm as most of the cuts and stab wounds
It's alright, it's
start
just gonna
to
leave a scar.
close up.
That's right. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah, do I need to sign these documents?
Oh, no, not that. This
Consent
isn't
to
insurance.
treatment.
I saw that you were able to clean. Clean.
Yes, thank God.
Can you please clean my shield? Can you clean the gunk off of my shield? It's really grossing me out.
Give me just a second. I'm just like snapping like all over my arm. Okay, all right, here we go. Boom, boom, boom.
So much better. Thank you.
And every time it's little fireworks.
Little fireworks made of hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
It smells good too. You're welcome.
I'm gonna go back up to the body, and this time just looking at it like it disrespected me almost. Just looking down at it like, like what was that about? Like I'm gonna take my foot and put it on his arm and kind of just start wiggling him a bit while looking down. Nothing happens.
Makes a sloshing sound. It's
Yeah.
great.
Now, let's be careful with this.
Wait, I still can't waste this. As soon as you're good, can you come back over here?
It's gonna be a no.
No, that's fine. It's gonna take a little longer,
It's
but
gonna be a no.
Need help?
if you don't mind, actually, yeah.
I'll
It's
But I can
work.
blast it. You mean blast it?
No! Do not blast it. I can use all of this. This is gonna be handy. And I'll continue taking the armor off.
Okay.
I just would like to remind you of this instance right now, but just lock this in your memory. So in case if you like, I know that you like to build things and like craft things. So like what I really want, if we don't find one, is a bag that I can just keep putting stuff inside and just keep on packing stuff. Okay? Okay, great. Remember
I'm working
this.
on something like that, actually.
Oh, I'm gonna remember
one
this
of the-
forever.
That's one of the 3 things I'm working on. Actually, one of the 4 things now. Kugal gave me an idea. I'm gonna think of some sort of stick I could stab things with. So that way I don't just shove my hands in maggots again.
Like a spear.
Don't blame me.
No, maybe not something sharp. Maybe just a poking stick.
A 10-foot pole.
Like a pole of a certain size.
I bet I
I'm
could
just
make one
standing
that
there
could
with my
shrink
staff, just like.
I'm
A retractable
unbuckling
spear.
and-
I'm gonna hold the bottle up. Does anybody recognize this?
Is it wine?
Like,
Yeah, has it booze? I
I
could go
can't
for some.
tell.
Does it look like this?
Yeah.
Yes, it's brightly colored, like that one.
It's got a winking owl on it. Oh, I've heard of those.
So, looking at the bottle that you found there, it actually is something that you've never seen before. Actually, none of you have seen this label
None of
before.
us?
Does it say fear movie
So it's just
lines
a
on it?
bottle of X.
Well, it does have a picture on
Oh,
it.
okay, okay.
The label bears the image of a very fancifully dressed unicorn.
Ooh.
Kugal, I bet you could sell that. Get a little gold back in town, buddy.
Shoot, I'm gonna drink it. Son.
You gotta get drunk.
I bet it's gonna be tasty.
It probably will, but wouldn't you want what if it was worth like 100 gold? You just drink that?
It's gonna taste good.
Does it
No,
say
no, no.
anything?
I can't blame
Yeah.
you.
What does it say?
It doesn't. There's no
It's just a
words on the
unicorn.
label. You can make a history check if you'd like, Aelin.
The board cheated. It was on 16, and then it rolled back to 9. For the record. Hope I'm smart with history.
There's
That's
a
a +0, so it's a 9.
At least it's not a negative.
little bit of curvature.
I got a pretty good memory. You want me to take a look, Ayla?
Yes.
All right, I'll look at it. Let me see.
All right,
I don't
you can
have-
make
Oh, you're holding it? No.
a history check. How knowledgeable is your guy? Is Colt with
With alcohol? I don't know, but I got
alcohol and or like any kind of rarity or collectible?
It's more of a, can I somehow include this in something I make thing? So for wines or ales, very low, but I'm really good at history. So if I skimmed it, it's in my mind.
Okay, so make a history check. You're going to have disadvantage on it, though.
I can deal with that. I can super deal with that. I can kind of deal with that. 12.
Okay. 12 is what you needed. So you remember seeing or hearing a conversation being had at one time between a couple of sailors at the docks talking about a shipment of goods that they were bringing in or out of town, but they were talking about one of the crates, just like an entire crate almost, not a crate, but a decent sized box, strictly reserved for a single bottle of some kind of spirit, but you feel like you remember there being some discussion about some weird unicorn picture. You're not exactly sure, like, necessarily how much it would be worth necessarily, but the thought of it being something that's kind of sought after lingers.
How's it?
I think that you might want to hang on to that. I remember hearing something about some sailors say something about a whole crate came in, and just one bottle of spirits came with it of some animal, and that you're holding the bottle with an animal on. So maybe.
What luck?
How's it sealed?
Standard cork in the top.
I'd be careful you show that to, though. I suppose. Make sure you find someone who's interested.
I agree.
Kugel, if you decide to drink it, I'll give you a free month's rent to have a glass myself.
Whoa.
Ooh.
You know, if I had to guess, a whole box for one spirit could probably cover maybe a few months' rent. Just saying.
I just want one
Then we
glass.
should get really drunk.
Well,
Have a
we'll
great
we'll
time.
talk about this another time, and I'll put it in my
Too
bag.
bad it's a cork. Just like a little sample. Like, a little sniff.
And I'll set the. Is a longsword a martial weapon, or it's got to be a martial weapon, not a simple weapon, right?
It is.
I'm gonna wrap it in a towel and put it in my backpack.
If any of y'all want, there's a nice sword there. I'm not really good with swords, so
I don't know what to do with that.
I'm just gonna set this. I'll put the plate armor just aside on the wall. Before we leave, don't let me forget to come back for this. This is important. This is gonna go into my project. The next time
Are
I
you
go to sleep,
recording?
I might remember.
No.
He just.
Oh, I just reminded you.
Yeah.
I go. I'll record now, and then that way I can at least test and see how it looks.
I do that all the time.
That way, whatever we upload to YouTube will be better than 720p.
I'll set the longsword next to the armor too. Just something we'll bring it back. Maybe we can sell that something.
Can you use those? Can you use long swords?
Actually, if you can't, that'd be crazy. You got a hell of an arm.
If it's considered simple,
I don't know how to tell.
I don't think so.
So if you look at your character sheet at the bottom left where it says weapons,
Just say martial.
I have simple.
Yeah, so over here.
Yeah, I'm simple too.
Where
We
is
got
it with the
slingshots,
weapons?
clubs.
Oh,
Learn how to
martial.
use those fancy
Oh, yeah,
military
you know
weapons.
everything.
I know everything.
You're John Wick.
I'm done.
You know how to use that? You should take that then. That's a nice weapon.
I bet if you picked it up, you would just do.
freaking Aragorn over here.
Yeah.
Huh? You know? What do you know? I didn't know it.
I'll grab it.
Okay.
Is it heavy?
Yeah, when you pick it up, you notice it's got some heft to it. But although you're like a longsword is not necessarily what you've practiced with, it feels like you could get It doesn't seem unwieldy.
Okay.
Is there any inscriptions on the sword? Like looking at the blade, is there?
The blade doesn't look to have a name.
Seems like it needs a name.
Good swords have names, I've read.
A good sword earns its name.
Conversely, Colt, when you are kind of taking off all of this armor and setting it off to the side, it's pretty damn heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing it. I already know about how I'm gonna have to deal with this. I'm just setting it aside. I got an idea though. I got an idea for the future. It's okay. My schematics. But it's all on the wall. I'm not bringing it with us. We're not carrying it. It's just sitting over there.
Moved it to the side.
You don't have to tell us that we're not carrying it. That's okay.
I'm just making sure, I don't want to carry with me right now. I'm already up.
Well, it sounded like you were kind of talking to yourself a second. We're just staying back.
I guess that's true. I was in the moment. I'm sorry.
So, do we see any other doors? What else in the room is going on?
So looking around the room, outside of what we've kind of already talked about, you don't see anything else except for those footsteps that you saw.
Footprints, yes.
Some of them were kind of destroyed in the melee that just occurred, but
we
just
get a
using
feel
your
for-
previous roll, you're able to pick that back up.
See kind of a start and a stop point, or
It looked like it started coming from the staircase, and it looks like it goes straight towards the southern wall.
A trap door.
Is there anything else in here worthwhile? We heading back up?
No, we need to go to the we need to check, right?
Check
We
what?
went to the wall.
Check
Are
what?
there any other doors in here?
that's what we were just talking about.
It's just walls.
As far as we can tell so far.
Do I see the steps?
You can
Yeah, only
make a
Kugel knows
check.
better right
Only
now.
Kugel saw it.
This is I see some footprints here.
Oh, where are they going?
Wow.
They're
Footprints.
heading to this quadrant.
Into a wall? Really?
There's no doors there.
You all now that he points them out, you can see them.
Oh, those
They're-
footsteps.
They're, a bit,
Huh.
they're a bit faint, but they're your stereotypical footprints, and they look like they just walk straight into the southern wall of the room.
Kugel, I think you found a secret door. I've read about these. Them
Yeah.
crazies like to set up all sorts of passages and
Yeah.
whatnot in their homes and whatnot. Those are weird people. Castles tend to have them, and it makes sense. But
They're crazy.
But like a mansion, that's kind of a little weird.
Let's not insult the ghost thing that's here.
He's already mean to us, so we're on his bad side at the get-go. We
It'll
walked
be
in and he's
worse.
like, I hate you. So here we are.
Well, I'll give it a little glance, but I'm not great at
Good
investigation. So if somebody who's great at investigating,
Oh, Kugel, I'll lend you a hand, buddy. We'll go look for some loose rocks or
I'll just give him a pat. What do you think, pal?
So you're walking kind of over to the southern wall. You follow the footsteps over to the wall, and you see exactly where they seem to just end. But looking at the wall, if there is a door here, maybe this was somebody who came and just stood and stared at the wall until they were abducted by ghosts, and that was the last they saw. Because just glancing at the wall and even giving it a little bit more of a squinty look, if there is a secret door here, it is very finely made. You do not see any creases or cracks in the wall offhand, but if you want to make an investigation check with advantage to see if you can find more.
Quit doing that. Where do I go? That's an right in the middle of the road. And not that one for sure. All right. 16.
Okay. Taking a bit of a closer look at it, you still don't see a seam, but you do see what looks like this wall that is made of stone. You see one of the pieces of stone that it looks like maybe it's a little bit more worn down than the rest. It doesn't look consistent with the rest of the rocks on the wall.
I look at it for a moment. And I just put my hand on it and just start pushing.
Yeah. Doesn't take a whole lot of pressure, but it does. And you hear a couple of clicks, and then you see some dust kind of off the wall as you see a door-sized piece of the wall kind of pop open. It doesn't open all the way. It just kind of loosens to where you could kind of get your finger around the side of it.
Yeah, secret door. Look at that. Well,
Impressive.
it's time to go in the spooky door in the spooky house where insects of all sorts have attacked us. So I guess spiders next. Keep your eyes up. Look to the sides. I'll just start. Is it push in, like open like a hinge door?
Opens towards you.
Open towards me? Okay. I'll kind of pop my fingers in and just start stepping back as I pull the entryway open.
Okay. The first thing you notice when you start to open that door.
I'm ready for spiders.
There's, I was about to say, there's a million spiders.
Spiders everywhere. No, I'm just light, not from Aelin, kind of spills into the room as you begin to open this secret door. And the more you open it, the more light comes through. As you get to the point where you can peer through, inside you see a pretty large torch-lit chamber. It looks like it used to be just a part of the cellar that you're already standing in. But from where you're standing now, it looks like it's been converted into some sort of living quarters. You see multiple crude beds lined up against the far wall on the opposite side of the room. On this south wall, it's kind of the rectangular, and so it's long, much longer than it is deep. There's a long wooden table ringed by rickety stools. It's sitting in the center of the room. And on that table, there is metal cutlery, cups, dirty plates, still with some food sitting on it. The last thing you see from where you're looking is a large stone set of stairs that leads up kind of to the ceiling of this cellar that looks like it goes into some other kind of hinged door.
Guys, turns out this might be a base for someone after all. There's lit stuff in there. A little bit of food in there. It looks like you just gotta see this.
Is anyone in there?
I don't see
Is anyone in there? I say in a whisper.
No, wait, no. This is the time for subterfuge.
Is anyone in there? You hear in your mind.
Got him.
Are any of y'all good at sneaking? Reconnaissance of any sort? I'll go ahead and tell you I am not. Okay, so we're all loud and proud then? We just go on in?
I mean, I can be kind of quiet.
I can tell you this. Your interaction with those grubs was not necessarily the most quiet endeavor in the world either.
Yeah, thinking about it, we were already loud, so something's going on.
Let's
They
just
know
move
we're here.
forward.
All right, well,
See if there's anything in here.
Yeah,
Papers, names.
now this seems trappy though, so I'm gonna, as I walk in, I start looking down for wires and whatnot as I walk in.
Okay. Entering the room, go ahead and make a perception check for me, if you would.
Man, I'm rolling tons of 10s tonight. 13.
Yeah, looking around, you don't see any tripwires or
Alarm dingle bells.
Yeah, nothing. No spiders either,
Fishing
that you
pole,
can
like,
see.
bow.
I'm gonna pull out one of my ball bearings that I purchased and just kind of like roll it across the floor and to like the opposite corner from wherever the door is.
Sure. So you take it, and you hear it kind of. This floor is kind of rough-hewn stone, kind of not necessarily perfectly flat, so it makes it, a good probably half, maybe 3/4 of the way there, but then comes to rest in a groove in between a couple of stones on the far side of the room near one of the beds. Almost actually comes to rest against one of the foot lockers that are at the foot of each of these beds.
Foot lockers.
We gotta look through all of them.
Do we hear any reaction?
You don't.
No.
You want to spread out?
I guess we gotta check this place
There's
out.
nobody in here.
Because this looks like where a group of ne'er-do-wells would hang out. So let's fan out, check
Like
out everything here.
slavers?
Well, like maybe murderers. That body on
Or
the beach. These folks look like they might have something to do with that.
Either way, let's try to keep it quiet.
Let's split up, gang. Put in the same room.
I agree. And I guess we'll give this room the once over. We're all looking.
Okay. You all start to filter into the room, and as you do, you get kind of a better look at everything that's going on in there. Really, the only thing different in here that you didn't see before is what's on the wall directly, to your right as you kind of walk in the room that you couldn't see while you were in the previous room. And all that is an actual stove, like a cook stove installed, and You see evidence of recently cooked meals here. There's a couple of pots sitting on top of the stove itself, and actually doesn't smell like the worst thing in the world, but you see a large piece of ham that's actually hanging from a loop of twine near the stone as well, which is definitely not old ham.
Why would there be meat hanging from twine?
But the stove is not like actively smoking or anything.
Probably preserved. Cook it later.
Oh, I suppose so. That makes sense. Do we find any notes, journals, ledgers, any documentation showing, hey, we live here and we are bad?
Oh shit.
You feel an impact on your chest.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
And looking down, there's an arrow sticking out of it now.
Look up to the stairs.
I want to immediately pull my shield in front of me.
Charlie in the trees. Charlie in the trees.
And you take 5 points of piercing damage as you look up and see a cloaked figure kind of peeking out from behind one of the staircase that's over to the right, and you see them just in time as they kind of pop back behind the wall. And we're going to go ahead and roll initiative again, but we'll do that when we come back. We're going to take a quick break. So give us, let's say, 10 minutes today, and we'll be right back, and we'll get to it. All right.
Get to it.
Wow.
think of it.
We're up.
Oh my gosh.
What is it?
I can't think of it. Mom just bought it for me.
Thank you for joining us in the middle of book talk.
Yeah.
Oh, are we live?
We are.
Oh, man.
Well, then we're bleh.
Holy shit, Colton's just been shot in the shoulder by an arrow. Everybody
He's
roll
fine.
initiative.
Oh shit. Damn. Should have used that for something else.
It's a 12 for me.
Okay. 12 for Alan. Kugal, where are you?
9.
9. Red.
22.
And Colt.
6.
6, Bob.
You've just been hurt. It's understandable.
$1.
Okay. Red, you are actually up first. I guess I should probably go to our battle cam here.
Battle cam.
Yeah. All right. You're on close-up cam duty.
Oh, we got it active?
Yeah. Ooh, ah.
Oh, that's cool.
Do it. Oh, we get fancy.
Don't knock your beer over.
That's great.
That's a work of art.
This real quick.
Wow. We
Okay.
fancy
Oh,
here.
that's where I got shot from.
Red, you are actually first up. You heard the sound of an arrow and then an impact, and then you heard Colt kind of and then just a quick flash, just like a quick motion off to your right. You saw somebody dip back behind the staircase leading up to the ceiling, but you can't see them right now.
They're on the ground level, though?
Yes.
I'm going to, if allowed, can I do like a reaction if I see like a hold your turn kind of thing?
Yep. What are the
So-
conditions?
So I think somebody's that way. Don't know they're back there or not. So I'm gonna like just like have a spell ready. Like if I see somebody pop back, I'm just gonna shoot off I'll shoot off a ray of frost.
Okay. Back
they-
over.
Yeah, so it'd be on the opposite side of the stairs.
Okay.
I think is where they're coming from.
So if you see
This side.
something pop out in that area, you're just ready to. And what are
I'm
you
gonna throw
ready?
a ray of frost.
Okay,
out.
you're ready a ray of frost. Okay.
Hold steady
Um,
otherwise.
The two of you, actually, I'll say this: Aelin, mainly you see Red kind of. It's like his hand is almost like turning a bit frosty, a little bit of ice accumulating on the tips of his fingers. That is going to bring us to an enemy here.
An enemy. I caught that.
This person is going to pop out from this side here with a bow and is going to take aim at you, Kugal. That is a... What is the plus here? That's a 19 to hit.
Certainly hits.
Okay. That is going to be 6 piercing damage as an arrow sinks into you.
Thanks.
And then he's going to pop back behind the wall there.
Ouch.
Aelin, you are up.
Well, I'm gonna hope for the best here. I think that I have 30 feet around to get to where my guy's out there.
You're here? Where would you like to go?
I want to run to touch the guy,
Which guy? That one?
the one closer. Yeah.
So you see this person like pop out, and you run over here.
Hey.
And I go to grab him, chokehold, inflict wounds.
Oh no.
Like,
And he knocked down a wall.
Gravity reverses.
I'm
Yeah.
real strong.
all right. I'm sorry. I was distracted. What did you say? What action are you taking?
I'm grabbing at him, touching him,
Okay.
and I'm casting Inflict wounds.
Okay.
Death magic again.
Is that an attack roll on you? Okay.
Natural 20.
Hell yeah.
This dude's he doesn't even get to die.
Avenge me.
His soul's obliterated.
Absolutely.
So that's automatically max damage. Go ahead and roll d20 again to see if you double it.
No.
No. Okay. What's the maximum damage? on
30.
it? 30.
Oh, jeez.
Necrotic.
So you run around full sprint
I wanna
towards
chokehold
this
him.
thing, and as soon as you turn the corner, you see him, and you grab on to this person's arm, and then follow up just with a throat grab and cast inflict wounds, and you see just the life essence of this person completely drain out of them, and they look almost mummified instantaneously. None of the rest of you see what's happening.
No, we don't
You
see
just
it.
see Aelin run around the corner and grab something, and you hear a quick like, and then Aelin, you hear kind of a thud, and then end of turn.
I want to ready myself with my shield in front of me.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm not trying to get got.
Okay.
I'm from
Cougar.
Memphis, okay?
Cougar, you're up.
Got him.
Did we hear her say that?
Yeah.
Or did we hear
Sure, why not?
the
Yeah,
the
she
crumble?
wants to let out a quick
Okay,
got him.
good.
So you hear that, and then you hear her say, "Got him."
Okay. So that makes me very relieved. I will. I'm going to run towards the table that we see there to kind of like just like the head of the table, just so I can keep a little cover down.
When you get to that point, you can see there's another person
Okay.
actually standing around the side of the staircase.
Because I was, attacked and just startled by that, I grab a hold of the arrow and I kind of look down at it and I give him like this like really gnarly smile, and I'm going to toll the dead at him. Point at one creature that you can see within range, and the sound of a dolorous bell fills the air around it. For the moment, the target must succeed on a wisdom save.
Okay.
James, would you not
That's a
put it down?
17.
How do I know what he's supposed to save against?
So it would be your.
His charisma based.
Let me pull your character up here.
This shows the hit DC of 13.
Okay, yeah. So
Okay, so
if
it
he
does
rolled
say that.
lower than a 13, he would have
Got it.
failed. So he did
Okay.
succeed. So what happens on a success?
Let's say we'll take 1d8 if the target is missing his hit points. It doesn't say, so I assume nothing happens.
Okay, so
Was it 1d8?
well, I'm looking at it now. Sometimes you'll find one that says if they fail, they'll take half damage, but it does not say that.
It does
so
not say that. So
I believe he is able to kind of resist the effects of that spell, and you catch a quick glimpse of him looking back at you, kind of confused, and then smiles back at you.
I will stay put.
Okay. That brings us to this one.
Oh my gosh, there's another?
Who comes out again, and Colt, he's going to take another shot at you. But this one's going to fly a little wide as he tried to come out a little too aggressively there, and the arrow just splinters against the wall behind you. But you hear it kind of right past your head. This other one is going to pull up his crossbow. It's a smaller crossbow, and take aim at you. But I believe that's going to miss. What is that? A 12.
It hits.
That hits?
That
Okay.
meets.
Then you're going to take 9 points of piercing damage as this thing just sinks right into your gut.
I am unwell.
This is my action trigger. Seeing that guy
Yes.
pop. Cool. I'll throw a frosty ray at him. Not at 20.
Okay, that definitely hits. So as soon as this guy pops out to take a shot at you and misses, you see just a flash of blue energy fly by you and nail this.
Through frost and then 10 feet reduced speed.
Okay, 3 frost damage as he's just, and before he tries to, he gets kind of like halfway back behind the wall, but not all the way, just in this quick moment. But that does bring us to your turn.
Oh, me? After getting shot and all this happening, and finally just wrenching this arrow out and commenting how it hurts more than it looks, that I've read about, I'm going to run around Kugel and get low towards on this table. So that way, I'm trying to take a bit of cover from arrows.
Okay.
And as I get down, I'm going to shout over this stool and table, hey, if you guys who shoot first and ask questions later want to keep living, I recommend you stop fighting now.
You hear, in response, kind of a little bit of a guttural laugh. And from kind of behind the staircase, you can hear a voice say, and nosy adventurers like yourselves shouldn't go poking around where they're not supposed to.
Shit. And I'll say in a hushed tone, just everyone near me, keep one alive, all right? That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Red.
I can still see this guy kind of on the side.
He's like
sorta
half
halfway.
cover. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna move forward a little bit to get 30 feet away from him.
Okay. Okay.
And then I'm gonna throw a witch bolt at him.
Okay.
That's gonna be do I need to roll twice if he has half cover?
What he gets is a +2 to his AC.
Oh, okay. 15 to witch bolt.
Let's see. That is barely gonna hit.
Yes. All right. And then it's D12. That's gonna be 6 lightning.
Okay. He barely finishes getting the sentence out, replying to you, and then you hear it.
And then it's concentration. So I'm
Okay,
just
so it's
kinda
locked
maintaining-
onto him.
Yeah, locked onto him. End of turn.
Okay. Let's see. That brings us to Aelin.
So if I dash, I don't get to do anything else.
Dash would be considered a main action. If you have something that can be done as a bonus action, you still have that.
It'd be super spooky though. You got in his face with a dash, but hey, and that was the end of your turn.
Bonus action is just those 2 weapon fighting.
Yeah, so you probably don't have anything right now. That
Okay.
would-
I'm gonna dash to the guy over here.
Can you?
Whichever.
60,
So that's 60
right?
feet of
Yeah.
movement. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55.
There you go.
You charge right up to this
I do.
guy.
I'm just gonna like, you done here?
You just get in his face?
Yeah.
Hold your
Okay.
hand down, makes it start turning all dark and stuff. Like the
Yeah.
product stuff. It's coming to get the chokehold.
Kugal, you're kind of coughing up a little bit of blood.
I am unwell. I'm gonna take a knee,
Okay.
and I know I've got some problems, so I'm going to chug my health potion. That thank goodness we found in the desk earlier. So that's that one didn't quite land great. So 4 and a 1, so I get 5.
5 health points. Nice.
Wait, is that what you rolled? You get a plus to it too, I think.
Do I? I have
let
no
me
idea.
see.
What was it, +2, I think, right?
It's.
I don't
Not
know.
listed on here. What's a healing potion?
2d4.
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah.
It's 7.
There you go.
There you go.
Nailed it.
Okay, so you see Kugal like kind of sit down almost or take a knee right behind the table there, and just uncork this red liquid that you all assumed was a healing potion, and just down.
Let's find out.
And it does seem as though that's the case because you stop bleeding, from your arrow wounds
And they just
and
pop
kind
out
of
on the
yeah,
floor.
kind of close up Wolverine style.
Yeah, I will. I'm just gonna stay put because I am not mentally ready to take any more of those. So I'm gonna still stay on a knee, kind of low on the table. With the head
Okay.
down.
Alrighty. That's gonna bring us to this guy here. At which point, you see he hasn't had a chance, Red, to reload his bow. So he actually drops it and runs toward you.
This is acceptable.
And he gets right in your face, and as he's running up to you, you see him pull out a sword and takes a swing at you as he gets in your face. And that is going to be a 17 to
Yeah,
hit.
that hits.
He's strong.
And that is 5 slashing damage as he slices
So
across.
what's the concentration thing again?
So it is, you need to make a Constitution saving throw. The DC is 10 or the amount of damage that you take, whichever is higher. So it'll be 10.
Con save, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, 19.
Okay. So as you just take this slash across the arm, you manage to.
Not my good arm.
Yeah.
I was literally thinking that.
Red's arms are having a bad time in this place. You manage to somehow maintain your focus on this electrical connection that you've made with this guy. That brings us to the other one who, seeing you run up in his face, is a little confused more than anything else.
Got crazy eyes.
But as you kind of run up to him, he kind of holsters his crossbow and pulls out his sword as well.
I'm ready.
And when you run up, he is going to take a swing at you as well, which is going to be a 22 to hit.
You hit. I'll accept it. That's fine.
And that's going to be 6 slashing damage.
Great. Reaction. Let's see here.
You've activated my trap card.
100%. That's why I got up here. When a creature within 5 feet that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to cause the creature to make a dex saving throw. Or it takes 2d8 lightning or thunder damage.
Okay,
What-
let's
what-
see.
What is that?
Wrath of the Storm.
Oh, storm person.
You said dex save?
Yep.
19.
You succeed. However, you can do half. I wonder how strong you are. I don't want to waste it. I'm not going to waste it. Okay. I'm just going to roll and you're going to take half of it.
Okay.
It was 12, so it's going to be 6.
Okay, still not an insignificant amount of damage there. As soon as his sword makes contact with you, it's like if you've ever done one of those fair games that like the little electric. It's almost like oh god, but he manages to steel himself. He's still standing in front of you. That's the end of his turn. Colt.
Seeing everyone engage with targets now, I am going to hop over this stool. It's down low, so I'm gonna. Well, how much movement does it go over a table?
I would say it would just be difficult terrain for that one spot, so moving through there would cost 10 feet instead of 5.
Okay, so we're at 20 then. There's a stool here. Can I I don't know, kick it out?
You can get it, yeah, something like that. So you
I
can.
kick the stool as I run in,
Ow! My shin.
and I'll raise my light hammer this time with booming blade active,
Okay.
and I'm gonna take a swing at him with intention to knock him conscious, non-lethal,
Okay.
if doable. That is a 15 to hit.
That is, I believe, gonna hit. Yes, that hits.
All right, that's gonna be 2 bludgeoning damage. And then he's sheathed in some. He's vibrating. He's just vibrating right now.
Okay. So you come up. You're trying to hit him with like the butt of your weapon.
Yeah, trying to knock him out.
Okay. So as you run up to him, kind of slide across the table.
Fancy.
You catch him like kind of off guard a little bit, but you do make contact with him, and you make a perfect strike, like right in the temple, and you just see the lights go out. He had 2 health left, so actually,
He's vibrating on the floor unconscious.
yeah, and you kind of see this. It's not like his body is physically vibrating so much as like there's an aura around him that's like shimmering, vibrating, somewhat. End of turn.
That is. I'll look at him for a second. I'll go, oh, I think that he'd go down like that. And I'll look towards Aelin, and now end my turn.
Okay. Red.
Cool. Well, seeing him drop, I will drop my concentration. I want to kill this guy. All right, you're lucky. 'Cause I was gonna destroy him. He did this to my good arm. And then I'll kind of hop, probably 20 feet diagonal to the other side, because I think I caught.
So Ayla just
run that
hard
way. So I'll go 5 more. I think that's probably the end of my movement. And then I'm gonna throw and I'm gonna throw a chaos bolt.
Okay.
At the guy. I'm over. We're done here.
This place is haunted
Place is
with bullshit.
All right, that's a 25 to chaos bolt.
That absolutely is.
All right, cool. So then it's gonna be so that. It's not gonna be 5. Oh shit! Damn it! There's no one here. So if I roll 2d8s, and if I hit the same one, I can arc it to another guy. 30 feet, but that's okay. So he got 10 damage in the type of lightning, some more arcing. It's 11 lightning damage to him. Just
You come running around the corner. Aelin, you hear these footsteps just pop, 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 pop. And before you even have time to turn around and look to see who is running up on you, you see just this streak of lightning lash out and just envelop this guy as he just goes completely stiff and falls over and stops moving. And we are out of combat now.
I'm in a dark shade, by the way. Darkness around me.
Kind of like a dark aura.
Yeah, it's like a dark aura around me.
Interesting.
Well, that went better than I expected. What? Red? I'll look over at Aelin too. Hey, are y'all good?
Huh? I mean, I'm injured, but
No.
I kind of raise up and said, "Man, that got rough for a minute there."
I instantly start to pick this guy's pocket.
Well, we did a good job
Rifle through
killing
this stuff.
this guy and this guy.
Yeah. Does anyone have rope? Any rope on anybody?
I have some rope.
Oh, Kugo, can you help me get this guy all tied up?
You got it.
I'm gonna interrogate him.
Yeah, we got our ticket here. Back
Isn't
to
he
Anders.
dead?
Now I knocked this one out right in the temple.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I did see his eyes go. Whoop.
I see.
Yeah.
Back to the pickpocketing.
Looking down at him, you can see that he is breathing. It's labored breathing, but he does look like he's still alive.
I'll toss him the rope. I'd like to go check on the first guy that Aelin mummified, and kind of check out what's in that corner of the room.
Okay. So making your way over to that area, you see a what looks like decades old mummified body in a fresh suit of like leather armor.
I'm just gonna. What did you do?
I thought we were supposed to kill. I killed him.
You certainly did. I'm gonna, toss him, like check his pockets.
Okay. So both of you tossing pockets. In the one that you are rifling through, you just find 7 silver.
Jackpot.
On the one that you find 5 silver. But outside of that, nothing really of real import. The other thing you notice kind of over in this area is there's 2 doors. The door to your left looks just like a normal door, but the one directly in front of you at the end of the hall has a wooden bar, like a wooden beam across it in front of it, kind of held in brackets attached to the frame in the door itself. And scrawled on the door in common, just with chalk, is the word danger.
What do we hear outside of just like our general background noise?
Make a perception check.
4.
Outside of the flickering of the torches and the ambient kind of just room noise, and the sound of Red and Colt tying up an almost like lifeless body, you don't hear anything out of the ordinary.
I'm just gonna stay put. I'm just gonna like, we've got some doors, guys, but I'm not going anywhere without some backup.
After we're done tying this guy up, I'm gonna rip off some of his clothes and like tie up my arm. Improvise the bandage on it. It's just the other arm. Didn't sign up for both. Oh, I'm a good friend.
So what are you doing with this guy after? Like, how are you tying arms behind back? Are you like hog tying him? Like what?
I'm tying arms behind back. I'm leaving his feet be for now.
You don't beat the hands to feet.
I'm gonna want him to walk at least. So yeah, and I'm gonna shuffle him over towards a wall, just kind of prop him there.
Okay. Takes a little bit of doing. Just like dead weight is hard to move.
Yep.
But between you and Kugal, you managed to move him off to the side.
Do we actually see 5 bedrolls as well?
You see 10. I don't have 10 miniature bedrolls. And at the foot of each of them is a lock, like a little locker.
Oh.
Don't look through these things.
Let's open the lockers.
They
There's
all
also-
have padlocks on them.
There's also 7 more of these than dudes here. Just
It's
quick
fine.
counting.
Yeah.
Well, we see what 3 of them did to us.
You saw what I did to one of them. Oh, you didn't see. Just kidding.
No, I haven't. No. What'd you do to one? There's only 2 here.
You should go look at him.
Well, I don't know if I want to.
I encourage it.
You turn around and look, and you don't from where you're standing, you don't see the whole body, but you do see one arm that's like laid out that is in your line of sight, and the hand looks just like a shriveled,
He's
like skeletal
jerky.
husk.
He's jerky.
Can I?
Yeah, I don't care right now. I got problems.
Do you have the thing? Do you want to pick these locks? No.
Oh, you want to get in those lockers?
You don't want to?
I mean, I guess we're here. May as well get what we can, but we need to be a little cautious. Kugal, you mind watching one of these doors? If there's only 3 here and they got this many bedrolls, more could come at any time.
What's up with this one? I point to the danger door.
I
Seems like bad news.
think that's the door we probably adhere
To
to.
ask this guy.
Well, when he wakes up, we're going to ask him a whole lot, absolutely. But until then, I don't know. I don't know the best course of action here. We stay put, wait till this guy wakes up, interrogate, and get out of here with him, or what? No ideas? I guess we need a little break in. Maybe a short rest
Well,
of some sort.
we need proof to bring back.
I point at the hot tied up guy. I mean, we got him.
You know, lug
It's heavy
him-
proof.
Lug him across the forest.
No, he's going to walk. That's why I didn't tie
Marsh.
his feet. And if he
He's
acts
not
up,
walking that great right now.
well, he's going to go conscious. But when he wakes up, sure. Man, he'll listen to us. There's 4 of us. Just go all threaten him.
Yeah, you could say you'll eat his face off.
We'll wait till he wakes up, then we'll try that again.
Until then, though, and I'll go take my pack around in my front and start digging around inside of it. I'll take out a small kit again and hold it out to Aelin. If you want to get in those padlocks, that'll help.
Now, if I break these, I'm very sorry, okay?
Let's make more.
I start walking over, tapping my step.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick up the arrows that I ejected after my healing potion. I'll come over to our hogtied fella and just kind of give him on the side of the face. And
He doesn't. But he's out cold at the moment. Make a dexterity or sleight of hand check, whichever is higher, for the first lockbox.
I'm gonna pull a stool up and just sit near this guy and just start kind of just chilling, short resting.
6.
And just can't quite figure it out.
I'll move on to the next one. It's fine.
Okay.
8. Moving on. 10.
Getting better.
You see Aelin pretty quickly, like, moving down the line and just
Not doing
kind of
great.
getting frustrated and then just getting up and kind of huffing ever more each time as she goes to the...
And we don't have to be quiet. You could just bash the locks too.
I
6.
feel like you would be better at this. I make
Pick
a
it still,
hammer.
15.
I make a hammer motion.
You finally hear one just click. The padlock comes loose
Oh.
and can be taken off. Looking inside, mostly it's like personal effects, extra like clothes and stuff like that. You do see in this one a coin purse that when you open it up has 7 gold and 15 silver pieces in it.
7 gold. Hang on. 7 gold, 15. What?
Silver.
What'd you find there?
7 gold and 15 silver.
Well, all right. Was worth it the whole trip.
That's right. I continue on. 13.
You find another 2 gold in that one.
I'm really wanting them to have something good.
What do you expect to find in
A bag
this?
of, I don't know, healing potions.
These people?
A deed to the house. 18.
Indeed, you want to live here?
Nothing in that one.
It's probably in the danger room.
9.
Doesn't open.
11.
Clank! Thieves' tools break.
Hey Cole, I'm so sorry. I accidentally broke your tools.
You
Oh,
see,
you broke 'em?
one of them's just like
Yeah.
90 degrees that way.
Well, that's fine. I can take care of it. I just need a full night. I'll fix it up.
Okay, here you go. So sorry about that.
Take the broken thieves' tools and just pack them away.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit down at the table and check out what they've got. Were they probably working on dinner?
Yeah, it looks like there's still a decent amount of ham on the table, and like some bread, stuff like that.
I'm gonna tuck in. Like,
Yeah.
shame.
From the looks of it, it looks like their meal was interrupted. It looks like maybe they were halfway through a meal and then all of a sudden had to get up for some reason.
So who wants to check out the doors?
Doors? Multiple doors?
We've got 2 around the corner. One that looks like a big no-no door, but
Maybe take a peek in the non-no-no door then. See what you find? I'd rather stay here and keep an eye on this one for when he wakes up.
I'll go with you.
Remember, we were paid 50 gold each. Well, we will be if we just need to find something.
The guy. We found him.
This is just a guy. It's not. I don't know if we're gonna get 50 gold for this dude. Each. It's 200 gold.
True. Google, let's go and look at your not dangerous door, potentially.
you first.
Okay.
You go to open the door. It is unlocked, and the door opens inwards on sort of a creaky door,
Don't mind.
creaky hinges.
Chill down.
Okay,
Make sure I'm still lit.
you are lit.
Okay.
I'm just kind of peeking over her shoulder.
Although you probably wouldn't need the extra light in this room because This room is also pretty well illuminated. But unlike the barracks out in this larger room, this much smaller room holds what looks like mostly comfortable furnishings and overall appears to be pretty well cared for. You see a pretty comfortable looking bed in the northwest corner. There's a wooden locker at its foot as well. There's a small wooden table that stands against the east wall, and there's a padded leather chair beside it. On that table, there's one of those brass kind of 3-branch candlesticks like Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast. All 3 candles are burning at the moment and provides pretty good amount of light for the room. The candles, they're not fresh, but they're very far from being all the way spent. You notice just kind of out of the corner of your eye, underneath the table, is another small wooden box. And what looks like some sort of lantern, like with some kind of like shutter on it almost. And lastly, there is a bookshelf, or there is a shelf above the table where 3 books are sitting on them, and then a wardrobe in the far corner. This is a pretty plush room.
Want to look at the books first?
I'm going to kind of whisper and say, like, these guys must have just been here. Why would the candles in the room be lit?
It's very off-putting, for sure.
Looking at the books on the shelf, you notice you can see 3 pretty different types of books. The first one is a naval almanac. Kind of skimming through it, you see it has a listing of tide times for the area along the coast around Saltmarsh. It looks like from the first entry to the most recent, there's probably a good 100 miles of coastline covered with all of the tide times. The second one you see is a fairly dense volume of erotic poetry that is fully illustrated. And lastly,
Lusty Argonian.
Yeah, the Lusty Argonian, yeah. The last one is a kind of a treatise concerning the people of Thay.
Treaties?
Yeah, like a what's the best way to describe it? I don't know.
Hey, those are the bad people, right? Red wizards?
A written work dealing formally and systematically with a subject. So it's basically a comprehensive deep dive into Thay and the people and the history of Thay. You know Thay to be a very bad place with people who practice pretty sinister magics.
I'll grab all 3 of them.
Okay.
Tuck them in my backpack. And then I would like to head to look at the, there were some chests. There was a small one underneath the bookshelf, I believe you said.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one in front of a nice bed that I'm wondering how I can potentially move that to my home, but that's for a later date.
Yeah. One thing I did want to add with the third book, the book about Thay, when you've kind of thumbed it open, there was a sheet of parchment in there that had just a few simple words and phrases written in common, but then next to them written in another language. Do you know how to read, write, or speak Goblin?
Don't. Nope.
Okay. So the words on the right, it's just a bunch of symbols. You have no idea what it means, but just by the way it's laid out, next to each one of those written in common are the words stop, fight, lift, and come. It's like pretty basic instructions.
This is very concerning to me. Like, you're just like, someone's a puppet and you're telling it to commands. Stop, lift.
Stop, fight, lift, and come.
And is it those words next to the symbols?
Yes. And there are more. It's just very, very simple words like that, kind of listed out there.
That's like a slave or something. I don't like that. Okay, still pocket that because I'm very intrigued and not in a great way. But now I want to go look at the boxes.
Okay.
Or the chests, or whatever they are.
So opening the little box, you see there's a bunch of candles in there. There's some flint. There's a piece of parchment in there that it's a pretty detailed, well, I wouldn't say overly detailed, but it looks like some sort of signaling system. So you see written in here, long, short, 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 and then next to it, it says, is it safe? Then you see next line, short, long, everything's safe. Then the next line, long, 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 ready to unload, come to the ship.
I'm going to ask you that later.
That's fine.
Because that's a lot to write down right now. Okay.
You don't have to write everything right down.
Okay.
I wonder what they're doing in there.
What about in the other one?
Rummaging everything behind the guess. You know how Aylin is. I turn over every book, every shelf.
Hope you find some good books.
What about the other one?
In like the Foot Locker?
Yeah.
In there, you see mainly just extra clothes, things like that. And then kind of glancing over at the wardrobe, you only really see a single piece of clothing hanging in there, which is kind of this long oilskin coat, like almost like a raincoat, like a black raincoat that you'll see like somebody at a lighthouse wearing. And if you would make when you're kind of looking at the box and the lantern underneath the table, you're kind of glancing around as well. Make an investigation check as well.
Plus 0. 15.
Okay. While you're down there kind of perusing through everything, you notice that the bottom of that table has kind of a seam in it, almost like a little cutout.
I'm in it.
Okay. You kind of feel around. There's no like catch or anything like that you can feel, and you don't feel any buttons or anything. But when you push up on it, you feel it kind of click up and then down, and a book slides out into your hand.
What's my bonus book?
It is hard to say exactly what is written here, as you're not familiar with this type of content, but it looks to be some kind of spell book.
Okay. What about? Did I
My
already
ears
look in
tingle
the
magically.
thing under the the little drawer thing?
Mhm.
The little box.
Mhm.
There's nothing under there. I
That
already
was what
searched
was
it.
in the candles and stuff like that were in there. Like candles, flint, steel, and that was also where the piece of parchment was with the like the signaling system.
Long, long, short, long.
Mhm.
It is safe. Long, long, short.
You know, just from working around ships and everything like that, that it's not uncommon for certain types of signaling systems involving like a lighthouse or something like that to use methods of communication like that to talk with ships offshore.
Nothing else that I see in here. The clothing, none of it looked really cool. It just looked basic.
Um,
T-shirt.
It looked, well,
You want that raincoat?
pulling out, and if you're actually pulling out the clothes and look at it, they're not overly nice by any means, but they're much nicer than what everybody else seems to have been wearing.
I'll kind of point at the lamp. Says, do you reckon that's a signal lamp down there? Maybe they were
Yes.
talking to the thing. Let's grab that.
Any shirts that are like kind of quirky? I just don't know if I need to grab any of the shirts for my personal.
Woodstock
You don't
69.
see anything
Yeah,
with like frills or anything kind
Nothing
of
like
crazy.
cool patterns, tie dye.
What about a puffy shirt?
No.
Sun's out, fun's out.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing. Okay, I'm done with this room then.
Okay.
I go to find everyone.
What'd you guys find in there?
Well, I found a lot.
Yes.
So I don't know. Maybe one of you guys will want this book. Personally, I'm not interested. It's some like naval book. I don't really care for that stuff.
Let me see.
We should absolutely keep that if we ever end up on the water, right?
Yeah, I just don't. Personally, it doesn't.
Oh yeah, these
interest
are
me.
neat. This is like title charts and like where the water is and the time. I
Times are in
mean,
it
this
too.
is useful if we're gonna be like navigating the waters.
Well, absolutely. Good find.
I crossed that out of my stuff that I'm keeping.
Oh,
Y'all
you're
can-
gonna have to hold this. I can't hold this.
Oh, no.
You're gonna have to
You-
keep this.
You can't carry it.
Nope.
You're at capacity.
You want me to carry it?
Can you?
I've already got the psychedelic math drug book.
You. It's okay if you carry it the weight.
Yeah, I'm already overweight, so it's fine. I'm good with it.
Oh, I mean, I'm not. So if it's a burden, then I guess I
No,
can
no, no.
carry it.
I can do more. It's just I got to limit until it's really a problem. Right now, it's a little slow.
Okay.
I will need help, however, carrying some heavy plate later, so I will.
You're given the naval book then. I found a book of like it's like erotic poetry. I'm honestly gonna keep
Erotic
that. Yeah, I'm
poetry.
gonna keep that myself.
I didn't know you were into that, Aylin. All right, that's okay.
Have you-
Poetry, okay?
It's art.
Exactly.
Is it illustrated?
It is.
Yeah, you
Well
got.
then.
Are you like handing
Yeah, I'm not handing it to him. I'm just showing him.
That's
Oh,
your
yeah.
private time, though. You look at that when we're not around. All right.
It's poetry.
Well
it's
then.
art.
Oh, it's just poetry. You said it was erotic. Is it
I
not?
didn't even know that one
All
was
of
a thing.
the above. And then I found one.
Hold
This
on,
is
I'm
interesting
like-
to me.
Yeah, you see like 3 folds of like, fall out.
Yes.
I think I'm saying this right.
Wow.
I was trying to write quickly. I think it's a treatise for people of Thay.
Mhm.
So
Wait,
that's yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah, treatise for people of Thay.
Well, the Thay are the bad people, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, and then I open it up. There's some parchment in here, and it
Should
has.
you be touching that?
I mean, nothing's happened yet. I
Is
hope
that book
so.
glowing or anything?
You don't see any
It's not
glow, like obvious glow on it. No.
Then I found this writing in here. I can't read it. I think it may be Goblin. I don't know.
Does it look like it's
I'm not
written in
reading no
crayon?
Anyone can read this? Anyone?
Mm.
Oh.
Anders might want to see that though. That's important.
Yeah. All this is.
There are some words next to it, like stop, lift, fight, come. I don't know.
Wait, maybe is it translation towards how to speak to goblins? Is that what that is?
Possibly. That was kind of my thought as well.
Interesting.
Why would they be conversing with goblins?
And then I also found, I didn't keep it, but there's some candles and some flint back there. And, I can just make myself glow, so that's kind of pointless to me. There's this paper here.
Keep an eye on hostage during this too.
Okay. Yeah, he still
And,
hasn't moved.
It has, I think it's a signaling system. It's like long,
I would know
long,
this.
short, long, short, short,
I
long.
think I would know what this long, short,
More than
long,
likely, yeah. You'd have at
Yeah,
least,
this-
maybe not that exact translation, but it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, we use stuff similar to this out there. It's a way to, you can use it like if you have a light source or like you could use it other boats, a lighthouse. It's ours were like different words, but
Anders will absolutely want to see that. That's how
Yeah.
they can catch who
It
they're
could
trying
be
to
like-
get hold of.
there's usually like hello, how are you, careful, danger.
And then I get
all
out
sorts of
something
stuff.
that I think that the two of you might be really excited about. Then I found this other thing too. I just I know spells. I just
Mm.
know them.
Yeah.
this was actually hidden. I was crouched down. I saw, there was like a thing, and I was, my curiosity. I had to check. This is an adventure, my first one. Pushed it, and this fell out. I think it might be like a spell book or something.
Give me that.
Spell book? You found a spell book? Wow.
I think, yeah. Is that what that is?
It looks.
Red, I'm starting to think you're something of a wizard, aren't you? You ain't just a fisherman. You've been casting them ice things. Look at how giddy you are over that book.
It's got donkeys on it. It's got to be good, right? And I just
Gotta be.
Is that what you
I
are?
do like the phone book, like.
Are you actually a wizard?
What? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, Red, I'm
Hold on.
talking to you.
I just like stop on a page, like just magic words.
That you see, in terms of, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this to you.
Right.
While you are no stranger to magic, you do not necessarily know how to wrap your head around it from a scholarly perspective.
I mean, there's like glyphs on here and stuff, and words, and like different, like the magic, like ours just happens. Especially me, it just comes out of me. I don't have
Especially
to.
you. What am I supposed to think about that? It comes out. You see the magic I do.
But
It
this
just comes
is
out
not
of me,
for
too.
people like us. That
Okay,
like
this is
we
better,
just
thank you.
know, we just know stuff, and I've learned more, and I don't know how. But this would be like
I'm new here.
academic, maybe.
Wait, so you're not a wizard?
Like this is.
But he shoots the magic.
How do I say this? This is like a recipe for magic, but we don't know how to use the tools.
Oh,
Like
well,
this is useful. Like somebody could get we could probably get a lot of money out of this
sounds like more
to
money in the
the-
bank for us.
to the right person.
We're doing
And
quite
there's
well.
probably like I don't know, like trying to think in town of like even anybody that seems like a magic user. Like I don't even know anyone in town that would like use this.
There's
this
a place
is
I know
like-
that we could sell it to.
There's a Curiosities place I would say that maybe I might know.
I mean, this could be like capital stuff, like Waterdeep or something like
I'm sure someone at Saltmarsh has the funds to
that.
cover what
it's
that's
great. It's cool. It's awesome, but
worth. So you got any more little treasures you found in there? That's like
disappointing.
4 things.
No, that's really it.
I'm just gonna kind of walk back up to the danger door and say, "What do y'all want to do about this?" Give it a little knock.
When you go up to it and as you're kind of knocking on it and you look out, back
Is there
at
like a little
everybody,
peephole thing that you slide open?
There's
Like,
not a
yeah.
peephole,
Okay.
but one thing that you actually do notice is that there is a slight bow to the beam going across the door.
Like
Outwards.
that way or this way?
Yeah,
Coming
towards
into
it.
okay.
us, oh great.
So something's
That's
tried to
perfect.
push likely
Right.
through it.
Right.
Like-
But you don't hear anything on the other side when you knock on
Don't
it.
touch that.
I'm not too willing to mess with any door that says danger
Here's
now.
your book. I can't carry this. You have to hold on to this.
Do you want me to carry the spell book, Malin?
Are y'all all kind of standing over here in the same spot, kind of near the
The door?
the private room that you were in and stuff?
Oh, absolutely not. I haven't left my post.
So y'all are just
I
like
assume they
yelling
walk
at each
back.
other across. Okay.
I mean, I ran to Aelin about the bullet.
Yeah, so Kugal's kind of
now,
like-
probably.
Speaking in an elevated tone, like, "Hey, you want to know about this?"
We should leave it alone. Should not go in there.
Do you think maybe it's the homeowner? Maybe they just trapped him inside.
I mean, somebody was making spooky voices.
Yeah, maybe it was him.
I mean, I don't exactly see like looking around. There's not like Wizard of Oz, like the
That's
don't
exactly
look behind the
what I was
curtain,
thinking.
like kind of set up.
100% what I would.
I don't know how that would equate to this world. But...
You don't see any like curtains or hear any buzzing or like wheels turning gears, anything like that.
I'm looking for the Scooby-Doo villain. Like...
You just see the staircase, going up. There's, of course, some kind of hatch up there. And then there is the secret door that you came in. And then the two other doors. One for the room and then one that says danger.
Like mentally, can we kind of like map out where we may have already been, where we think the stairs might have led to?
Make...
Unless we're paying like super close attention, like, hey, we've already been in this room. This kind of lines up to...
Right. Make a history check for me.
4.
Man, it's hard. There's just been so much that's happened. But if you just had to like guess, you would probably assume that you were somewhere underneath kind of the front side of the house.
Do you think we should like knock on the door and be like, "Who goes?"
The danger
Like,
door?
is the enemy of my enemy my enemy,
Whatever.
or is
voice-
the enemy of my
yes.
enemy my friend?
Whatever spoke to us wanted us dead. Either way.
Is
So I
that
would,
them though, or is that I just don't.
they didn't even cast any spells at us. They do some booming voice stuff. You think?
Some arrows.
They scared a little pee out of him. The voice.
Hold on.
Cut
You know
my
what?
arm
Let me
with a sword, but not magic.
let me try to hold on a second. I'll get up and I'll walk to the table and just grab, I don't know, just a tiny piece of bread or something. And as I'm walking back to this guy, I'm gonna take my hammer out again, hold the bread up, and just kind of tap it as I'm walking forward. I want it to smell exceptionally like mustardy spicy. Like if I put it on your nose, it like your eyes just like oh, like, oh.
Smell it. Sounds good.
And then I'm going to hold it under this guy's nose and just waft it around. See if
Okay.
anything happens.
After a few moments, you start to see him kind of...
There you go. Come on, wake up.
My head.
Now, before you do anything rash, we're going to ask you some questions. And you're going to answer them.
You tie me up.
Yes, I did. 'Cause I said, we could talk, and you chose not to, and now we're having to do the rope thing, and 2 of your friends are dead.
Why do you want to talk to me so badly?
Well, for a couple reasons.
You
One,
like me?
maybe, I don't know yet, but I'll turn and look at those bedrolls. You seem to have a lot of friends. They
You
just
see him almost kind of like trying to look up at what is the world's most obvious lump on his head. Like you can just tell it's bothering him. What?
Oh, that was me. That was this hammer, which I use this in. I don't want to use this in. It's just this in for now, okay? So, we're gonna talk a little bit. Or you're gonna be a. I'm really bad at this, by the way. If anyone wants to help, you gonna be a douche about this, or can we have some dialogue?
What do you want?
Is there a chance your friends are gonna show up anytime
I
soon?
don't
And
have any friends.
cohorts of sorts, allies.
It's just us.
I'm going to kind of come charging back over.
You like walk over aggressively
with the arrows. And it's like, all right, well, I've got your arrows. I can either give them to you the regular side or the pointy side. And I'm going to give him a really gnarly, like, in his face.
Make an intimidation check.
Thank you. 7.
If
And
you were
that's
gonna
with a
s-
2 on the dice.
If you were gonna stab me with those, you've done it already.
Sold.
Either,
Okay, next
either
question.
cut me loose or kill me.
You know what? I might be willing to let you loose, but you gotta stay real with me, because my next question's also important. Your danger door? I'm not too comfy hanging out too long near that. Around the corner, it's written in chalk. Why?
I don't know. Nobody goes in there, not since I've been here.
Perfect. Okay, so fair enough. Next question. This one's really important. Any of your people kill someone recently and the body happened to wash on shore when they tried to dispose of it? Sound familiar at all?
I've never killed anyone in my life.
Perfect. All right. Look,
I think you're dishonest.
I'm really bad at this, okay? And I'm not a fan of hurting people, so I'm gonna ask my friend Red to have a little discussion with you because he's a little out there. So I'm sorry. I tried to be nice with you, but now you get to deal with this.
Maybe we should just put him in the danger room.
I don't know. Let's see, Red. What should we do with him?
I start to charge up some chaos bolt and just have some lightning come out of my hands. I don't know. We can think of something.
Oh,
It's
that's
like-
good. Maybe melt one of his eyeballs like that.
Good.
Do you want to go in the danger
You
room?
wouldn't do that.
You want to see what we'll do? Grab the decaying corpse.
Oh shit!
The gang. Oh,
That could be you.
oh yeah, his friend,
You-
his ally.
This is one of your cohorts. Is that what you said?
Oh, I said that. He just laughed at me.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
14.
You didn't do that's fake. That's fake. You shouldn't do that. What?
She trained his
It's
life.
got a name tag. Like,
I mean, this
Hi,
is
my name is Bill.
this is Bill, right? He was standing right by the danger door.
What do you want?
We want some truth, is what we want from you.
About what?
What's behind the danger door?
I don't know.
Well, the
Well-
body on the washed up on the shore.
Okay, so what about the body on the shore? Was that y'all? Did you or your posse, your team, your co-thugs, whatever y'all are, pirates?
Know nothing about any bodies washing up on shore.
What do you do
talking
here?
about?
What do you do here? What's your purpose here? Who are you?
You want to know my name?
Sure, I'll take that, as well as your occupation,
Organization.
your organization you work for,
How long they been here?
how long you've been here. What about the spooky voice upstairs? I want answers.
My name is Willem. I don't know how long I've been here. The house is clearly haunted. And I don't work for anybody.
Why are you here then?
Working.
For what? For who? What's your job? Who do you work for?
If I tell you, I'm dead anyway.
Well, I mean, you can either maybe tell me and we let you go and you can run away, find a better life for yourself. Or you don't tell me anything and we just kill you here right now.
That's not how it works.
Are you sure?
I
Who's making the rules
probably
here?
won't-
We could also march you to town. Throw you in prison.
Ask him about like that book stuff you found, the really weird stuff. Like
It
that.
was hidden. I don't know if he knows about that.
Oh, you don't think so?
he just works here. He's not the boss.
Oh, well, I mean, maybe he got enticed in that way. Because you know about
Alright.
Fae stuff, anything like that? Fae may ring a bell.
Like the place? Thay?
Yeah, indeed, Fae, and they're the place they. Yeah. Nothing.
Not
Nothing. Nah,
More than
yeah, you're right.
anyone else.
Colt, grab his leg. Grab his boot. Hold it steady.
Wait, why are you doing? Don't
Okay,
grab
Red.
grab
If you,
it.
if you
don't-
say it, I'll do
You
it.
don't have to
I'll
do
pull
it.
out the dagger like in front of his face and I'll unsheath it. And like pull back his leg.
No,
Alright. It's just sitting there.
Mm,
Yeah, this is a
We want
intense-
better answers.
oh,
I'm gonna start unlacing his boot. This is gonna be good.
The
Those
fuck
shoes
is
fit
wrong
you?
with you people?
I just want you to tell me the truth. We're really not bad people, to be honest. We're really not.
This is kind of intense, but not bad.
Says the people holding a knife to my leg.
You also tried to murder us when we just walked. We're just exploring the area. And
You're not supposed to be here,
Says who?
says me.
According to who?
According to the boss.
Who's the boss?
Who's the boss?
I'm gonna get
I
down in
can't
his
tell you
ears.
that.
Neither are you.
But I can tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be very upset when he finds And he kind of looks around the room. All of this.
Should we walk him back to town?
I guess so. I guess we don't have a choice.
We can gag him. Right? Let's gag him.
You know what would be a shame? We traipse you through town.
If this conversation goes on any longer.
We traipse you through town, and I don't want to say I'm well connected, but I just say, you know, that Willem, he just told us everything.
What do you say?
And how long do you think I'd make it without a dagger in my heart?
Not long at all.
Exactly.
However, if you did tell us something and, you know, we were able to spread the word, you know, that Willem, he wouldn't say a word to anyone. Whoever his boss is, he must sure respect them and not have said anything, even though you may have told us something. But word could go around that Willem, he didn't say a word. He didn't speak.
So, you're telling me that if I somehow miraculously make it from here to Seaton with you, and I don't have an arrow in my head or heart by the time we get there, that I'll spill the beans. And then you'll go around and tell everyone I didn't.
Mm-hmm. That Willem, he's a tough cookie to crack.
This house will be crawling with guards. And they're to just assume that old Willem disappeared, and all of a sudden the whole world knows.
Yeah, we didn't catch Willem in the house. What are you talking about? Willem was out in the streets.
That seems really far-fetched, Taylor.
That's the first thing you've said that makes sense so far.
I'm sorry, but he doesn't seem stupid. I mean, he's kind of a dick, but I don't think he's stupid.
Would the people know, I guess, who you are? I've never seen you.
Apparently, they'd stab him if they had a chance.
That's because I'm good at my job.
Apparently not good enough. You got caught by us.
I'm not good at combat. He's probably good at stealing and maybe doing the bloop bloop or whatever they do with the lights at the dock, or, you know, for the other ships.
Well, I tried. You know, if you guys want to kill him or something, and it's nothing to me.
Well, we found all the proof we need for Anders. Do we even need this guy, really? I mean, he sounds like what do you call it? When you have a hazard with you during work, it was unnecessary.
An OSHA violation?
No, not like that. It sounds like I can't think of the word off my head.
A
Sounds like
liability.
Oh yeah, liability. That's it. Y'all got it. He sounds like a liability if we take him with us. I mean, it would be beneficial, but I don't know. You don't want to come with us, right? You gotta just die.
It's going to happen either way at this point.
I feel bad for him. Maybe we should let him go.
That's what I was initially offering him. I said you could tell us what we need to know, and then we let you go, and you go and live a new life somewhere. He didn't like that answer. So then I offered him we could take him to town. Maybe be protected by the guard, by the government. He didn't like that answer either. So there's no pleasing this man.
Let me go, and then just let me go.
Yeah, but you see, the way the world works is it's trade. I trade you. I trade you your freedom. You trade me information. But you're just wanting me to let you go even though you just tried to kill us. You see how that's problematic?
You just stormed into a residence unannounced.
Well, unfortunately, you don't have the deed to this house.
Do you?
Neither of us do, which means it's open for either of us. The owner is deceased.
So you knew the owner.
I didn't personally know the owner. However, the
So how do you have any
government...
more right to this home than I do?
The government tasked us with coming here. The government tasked us with coming here. So, according to the government, we're allowed to be here. Are you allowed by the government to be here?
This is why my
Yes.
shoes have to stay at
Really?
the front door.
I see.
I don't believe you.
That's fair. I don't believe you.
Well, I'm not one for dictating, but what do y'all want to do with him?
I'm at a loss with him. Is there anything I can do?
Oh, hey, you guys work with goblins at all?
Goblin.
No? Okay, never mind then.
He's so unhelpful.
I mean, he's just ignorant. Watch this. But see, your boss had a book that had goblin translation in it, like how to talk to him in real basic words.
That's weird.
That's weird, see? well,
We should keep him alive.
You think so? And what, take him with us? I mean, I'm fine cutting. Look, William, look. We killed your friends pretty handedly, caught you.
You could just leave me here, tied up. Someone will eventually come along and find me, I'm sure.
Kind of okay with that. We are not murderers. I can say that much. We might be almost torturers, Red. But
My name is Saeed Jarrah, and I am a torturer.
But was there any torturing?
It's about
no, well, there was
intimidating.
not.
No. The real torture, he wants to die, we keep him alive.
That's all right. That's pretty deep. All right. Well, William, it's your lucky day. We're maybe too nice.
But we should
for
gag him, though. And shut him up.
our own good. Yeah, we're gonna have to gag you. We're probably gonna leave you tied up here. What we're doing is just Saltmarsh. Honestly, someone got murdered. We want to know why. I'm sure somehow you might know why, but you do what you do, okay? But if we meet again, I'm not a big fan of third chances. Just telling you now, okay? All right. Well, I guess that's that. Anyone got any gag-like materials?
And just rip some clothes.
Got his bootlaces.
Does that work?
I
Can you just
I'll pull his bootlaces.
Maybe we should get some of the grub and
Oh, gross.
gag him with those.
No, that's torture.
Inhumane, Alan. I don't want to do that. I'll go to one of the bedrolls and just cut off a piece. And just
Okay.
Or ram a random sock in his mouth.
You kind of and he just kind of sits there and
This has been great. This has been a great conversation.
well, good luck, buddy. Don't let us catch you again, okay? And
I'll cast a message to him, though. And I'll say, and if we do, we'll know it's you. And we'll know where to find you. I just like stare at him.
he kind of looks at you like,
I'm fine leaving at this point. I
I
don't
think
want.
you got that.
Oh, you did the
the-
thing.
yeah.
You did the.
I think we need to take him with us, though, right? Because Anders asked for proof.
Well,
He is
you're holding
proof.
it, ain't you? You got proof that there's some Thay stuff going on. You got proof that there have
Oh, you don't think
some
he
sort of
meant,
translation with goblins. There's definitely and
Thinking like a person.
Nefarious things going on for sure.
Like, yeah, he's nefarious. You don't think we should take him?
I mean, he'd be great if the guard can do something to him. I don't know. Get something out of
that's
him.
what I was asking earlier. And that looks stupid. I told him we'd let him go. Why didn't you say it then?
Oh, it's our first day here.
We're new here. I was trying
I
to
wasn't
be good
gonna,
cop,
like-
and then I was trying to be bad cop. I didn't know which line to draw there, so I was trying to do
Yeah, I
both.
did, you know, the dagger. We're
He
just
wasn't
trying. We're trying
participating, so I tried to
trying to-
intimidate. He still wasn't participating.
trying to elicit reactions.
I look over. I'm new here, okay?
You see him just like,
Okay, hold on, Aylin, hold on a second. Hold on. I'll go back and I'll grab his gag and I'll lower it. And I'll say, look, man, I'm trying my best to leave you here, but now my party kind of wants to bring you because they think it's important. If you can tell us anything to get us out of here, I would appreciate it. Otherwise, I may have to bring you with us because now we're having a little debate on it.
trying to bring me to town would be the same as killing me.
I know you say that, but I feel like I might not have a choice if that's what they want to do. And then you die in the field instead. At least if you're left here, you got a chance to do something.
Which is why you should leave me here.
And I want to, but if you don't, look, last time, man, if you can give me anything, now's the time. Otherwise, I'm going right back up.
He just looks at you.
All right, well, Aylin, you want to bring him? And I'll reattach the gag.
Here's my concern. He seems like a pretty scummy guy. So say if we leave him, what happens if he is part of the group who is killing people?
Well, then we find him then and
And-
deal with him, right?
But what if he kills someone after we've left him? Is their death on our hands because we didn't bring him to the government, to the city?
Wow.
That's kind of a chance you got to take, Aylin. I mean, you got to...
Wow.
I know there's bad people, but you
That's
always
pretty deep.
got to try to see the good. You
Wow,
know?
that was deep. Yeah, I don't know.
And maybe he doesn't kill anybody. I mean, he just saw these two people died. He could care less. They were his allies in a way, so maybe
we
he'll just
search his
ditch these people.
pockets?
I don't know.
Do we know what he has on?
Oh, I never checked his pockets. You can if you want.
Go on, check my pockets.
Oh, that sounds like one of those poems.
So what are we doing? Are we bringing him or no? I'm either way. Just know if we do bring him, if what he's saying is true, then someone's going to be tailing with us. And they may try to engage us or just him, or I really don't know. They'll probably be tailing us anyhow to see what we do. But
What do y'all think?
We haven't seen signs of anybody else in here. I think he's bluffing.
every time I think we're in the clear, I get a maggot on my arm or an arrow in my chest. So I'm
It's been a great day.
I'm up in the air for other recommendations.
Like, I've had two.
Yeah, grubs in my arms. This arm's been cut up.
I just feel like if he's not going to be helpful, then maybe we shouldn't be looking out for his best interest. He's not looking out for ours whatsoever.
Why would I?
Yeah, he's got no reason to really. But all right,
Well,
we-
because we were going to let you be here and stay.
yeah, that's he could care less. We can just bring him with us and hope for the best. But you gotta walk him. I got stuff to carry.
I got books. I got books on me.
I mean, it's up to y'all. I'm just giving the other side of. He's giving his narrative. I'm giving the other narrative.
All right, I'll tell you what. Final vote though. Kugal, what do we do? We've all had a piece, but now you're the final one.
Like, he seems like a load. I say let's leave him.
I'll leave him. Kugal says leave him. So
Dead
I'll
or
leave him.
alive?
Let's knock him back out and leave him.
I'm good with that. All right.
He's dead weight. He's not giving us anything. And if we're not going to torture him, leave him.
Do you want to torture him?
Nah, it's not-
I don't know how much
that's not
torturing
my
he
group.
could take. He's already got a concussion.
No, it sounds like decision's made, and I'll just flip my hammer and I'll say, "All right, William, you need a brace for this one, buddy." And I'll
And you hear him like utter, he starts to utter like, "Oh, come the fuck!" And he just.
All right, let's
He's
now search his pockets.
All right, yeah, why
Didn't
not?
want the weird look in my eyes. Feel him up.
check his pockets
Check him
real
out.
quick.
Let's gag him first. I don't want to hear it.
Kind of pilfering through the pockets of Willem, you just find like a few silver, and that's like pretty much it. There's really nothing else that he had on him.
All right, few silver. That's all he's got. I say we get out of this place now. I think we found what we were looking
Yes.
for. I mean, I'm sure there's more stuff here, but the sooner this gets back to Anders, the better. Yeah.
Right. 'Cause next time they can bring a detachment.
All right. I suppose let's go out the way we came in. Oh, you want to go up that door over there?
Let's point at the stairs.
I want to go around really quickly to the collect the daggers that I see,
Okay.
and also the bow and arrows. I want to break the bows.
Oh.
Okay.
You screwed me over, buddy. Not telling me anything.
we
You ain't gonna have no weapons.
We could bring those and sell them in town.
Well, not
Who's gonna
anymore.
carry all of these? You know all these daggers. I'm just gonna throw them out the well out there.
Oh,
So-
we
I
gotta go
just-
in that well too.
I just
Yeah,
don't
it's
want
on the
him
list,
to
the
have
well
them.
money.
Yeah.
So there would have been 3 swords,
Okay.
kind of like shorter sword, like scimitars almost, and then 2 light crossbows,
I break them.
and then an actual like longbow.
Break it.
Okay.
I keep the swords though, because I'm gonna throw them out in the well.
Okay.
I just don't want him to have them because he was petty with me, so I'm being petty back with him.
Okay.
True Libra.
So it might be better to go out there. Is that another door up those stairs? Like over, I point over towards here.
Yeah, it looks like there's like almost like a hatch that opens up.
Maybe a secret exit.
I'm going to take his boots. Throw him in the stove, the oven. Burn him.
Yeah, we could go up there quietly and.
If he
push
was
it up.
conscious, he'd be very upset. Yeah.
We can look out.
Just got those boots.
You take a peek real quick, Red.
All right, yeah. I'll, like,
Gonna walk up and push it open.
push.
Okay. Except it doesn't budge.
Is there a latch on the bottom?
There is a latch, but it's undone.
Like, it's undone. Oh, well, something.
It doesn't move. Like if you put a little bit more force, you can feel it a little. It feels like something's on top of it.
Something's on Yeah, we're go the way we came.
All right, back where we came from, though. All right, y'all ready to move? Last call. Anything in here you want to do?
Let's
You
go.
want to remove that wooden beam from that door and leave? Nah, I'm just kidding.
We are not going down the danger door.
No, we just leave it open so if something does come out, he's right there.
They could chase us.
If we did anything, we would get the beam real quick, shove him in, close the beam again.
Oh, that's what we should have done. We should have started dragging him over there to the danger door. You're like, oh, we're about
Well,
to
he's
lift
got
the
at
bolt.
least 2 concussions now, so.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything.
I'll start making my way out, and I'm grabbing that armor. What is it? Is it plate? Half plate?
It's full plate.
Full plate.
armor,
Okay.
How much is that way?
Which would be really heavy if you could get to it. The door that you came in has been shut.
Good. Dang it.
Oh, the secrets. Hold on, I'll start looking around the sides, looking for some.
There's a very obvious lever on this side of the door.
I pull lever.
You do, and you hear it click.
Does anything else happen? Oh, that's right. I then push the door or the wall outward.
Only budges about half an inch and then stops.
Push it a little bit more. This thing jammed. What in the hell?
And that's where we're going to end our session today.
Oh, what's in that side, bro? I just want to leave this place now.
This house, it's going to be the death of us.
Well, we tried to interrogate a guy, but we're not that good at it.
Yeah.
Work in progress.
Yeah.
I think you have a really high plus to or intimidation as well, don't you?
Yeah. I got a 2. Like, there's not much I can do with a 2.
No.
You like trip.
I was going to try it again, but you were probably going to raise that DC up a little bit. That's why I was going to, like, poke him with the arrow again. Here, let me give you your arrow back.
You see, what Lost has taught me is you don't actually put it in him, you put it underneath his nail. Saeed Gerard taught me that.
Torturous.
Y'all got real fucked up real quick when he wasn't being cooperative.
Hey.
What y'all's alignments again?
I was totally not
Dopey.
ready for torturing. I was like, hold his legs. Like, oh, okay, bro.
I didn't say hold his leg.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I was like, what?
He's trying to elicit a reaction.
That's what I was trying to just exactly elicit a reaction. here.
Technically, you didn't like do anything outside of knock him out a couple times. So
We're just trying to steer him
Started
into
off
telling
chaotic good. I
us.
feel like it's gonna
it
slide into
started
chaotic,
slipping a bit there.
chaotic neutral there a little bit.
Deepak likes your headband.
Thanks, Deepak. I appreciate it, bud. Good session, y'all. Good job. Y'all battled some gross shit. And then you stumbled into another fight. And now
We're traumatized.
you're traumatized and possibly trapped.
I want that plate armor. I want it. I'll fix it.
Getting ready to violate some Geneva conventions. Getting close. Rubbing up on them.
But yeah, that's I guess that's where we'll call it for the night, everybody. Appreciate y'all for coming in and hanging out with us. We will be back in 2 weeks. That is Friday, June 23rd. We'll be back, but you'll be back next Wednesday, which is the 14th, with your next session of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And
Going right in a battle.
I believe you are currently in the pre-planning process for our other live in-person game
That's accurate.
at the moment. Cool. So we've got that coming down the pipeline. So with that, appreciate y'all. We will see you next time.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.